everyone, this is Jeff Tokar, and welcome to John Clark Field here in Plano, Texas, where tonight the 0-9 Plano Wildcats play host to the 6-3 Berkner Rams on a brisk evening here in North Texas for some good old District 9 5A football. And right by my side, here's that awesome color analyst, Herman Graham Chapman. Herman, we got a good one tonight.
Well, Jeff, it's very unusual at Clark Stadium this time of year, the last game of the year. The Plano Wildcats are still looking for their first win of the season. And on the other side of the field, we have the Berkner Rams, who are playing for a playoff spot. So very unusual, little bit of topsy-turviness in 9-5A this year.
For a copy of tonight's game, send a check or money order payable to Comcast for $29.40 for each copy to Comcast Video Production Studio, 1776 North Greenville Avenue, Richardson, Texas 75081. And you can catch our cable cast of this game 2 times this weekend in Plano and Richardson at noon Saturday and Sunday and 8 p.m. Wednesday on Comcast Channel 14. And we thank you so much for joining us for this matchup tonight. And I think, Herman, we've really got a great game between these two teams. You've got Plano fighting, trying to go for that first victory of the season so they don't go winless. And then again, Berkner, if they win tonight and then Plano West loses to Allen, then Berkner is in the playoffs for the first time in 13 years.
Well, exactly, and Coach Brents has these kids pumped to play tonight. This is their last chance to get a victory this year. You know they play hard every game, so obviously they'll be up for this one tonight. For the Plano Wildcats, their 2-deep roster, on offense starting is John Castanos, a quarterback. Fullback is Lance Cruz. The tailback is Eric Rooney. The wide receiver is Patrick Melton. The other wide receiver is Mike Chapman. At tight end, Jeff Walker. At left tackle, Chris Walls. The left guard is Philip Russell. The center is Andrew McCleary. The right guard is Gonzalo Ruiz. The right tackle is Arik Flowers. The defensive end for Plano is Jeff Walker. Defensive tackle, James Alvarez. The other defensive tackle is Barrett Dipple. The other defensive end is Ryan Burkhead.
And now let's go ahead. Go ahead with the defense, Herman.
The strong side linebacker is Jeff Garner. The middle linebacker is Connor Bertrand. The weak side linebacker is William Melton. The rover back is Ryan Brents. The free safety is Bryce Ryan. The cornerback is Jimmy Strum. The other corner is Kinsey Joyner.
And now let's change over to the lineups for the Berkner Rams. At quarterback, number 18, Terrence Whitaker. At fullback, number 10, Aaron Douglas. Then we've got number 15, Zach Mammoth. And then number 2, B.J. Mathison. He's a player to watch tonight. This kid's going to play some big-time college in his future. At split end, number 21, Preston Vanderslice. And then the tight end, number 88, Jason Lamb. At the left tackle, number 77, Chad Burgess. At the left guard, number 62, Josh DeBoard. At center, number 53, Matt Ramsey. And at right guard, 72, Jimmy Tackett. And left tackle, a big left tackle, number 73, Nick Wackler. On defense for the Rams, at defensive end, number 54, Kevin Williams. At defensive tackle, number 6, Trey Bryant. At nose guard, number 71, Alex Amadi. And at defensive end, number 99, LaQuincy Williams. And in the backfield on defense for the Rams, we've got at linebacker, number 48, Josh Carroll. Number 19, Carlin Bennett. And then bandit, number 8, Jesse Joseph. At strong safety, number 28, Jeff Schletzky. At free safety, number 7, Kelton Johnston. And at the corners, we've got number 9, Aqib Talib. And then also number 36, Randy Adama. So that's the starting lineup for Plano and Berkner, and we've got a great game tonight. Last week the wind was out of the east, blowing hard. This week it's blowing hard out of the west. So that'll come into play in tonight's game on a nice cold Thursday evening for District 9 5A football. We'll be back with the opening kickoff here at Clark Field right after this from Comcast Sports.
The dish was on the back part of the roof.
Every time the wind blew, the picture went out. The branches blew right into the signal. We called the dish guy, and he told us that we needed some trees and branches pruned back, and it was going to cost us $400. We started pruning tree branches.
You have to cut down a tree to watch TV.
There it is, my tree of shame. And to make a long story short, it still doesn't work. I called Comcast, and I got my digital cable. I'm done with the dish.
Well, all the pregame festivities have taken place, and we're just about ready for kickoff here, as Nick Williams will have the honor for the Wildcats. They actually won the toss but elected to defer till the second half, and so they'll be kicking off with a ferocious wind at their back coming out of the west, which is from your left to right, and you can see the ball has already fallen off the tee. Back to receive is that dangerous returner, number 2, B.J. Mathis, and he's one you're going to want to watch. He's a speedster, and he can get that ball upfield in a hurry.
Yeah, there are a lot of college teams looking at Mathis. Obviously, he carries a big load for the Berkner Rams. Both teams here have something to play for tonight. The Rams are playing for playoff spots as the ball blows off the tee, and the Wildcats are playing for their first win, which is a big deal for this team.
And they'll probably have to, yes, Rooney will come over and hold for Williams. The wind is definitely going to be a factor here this evening. And I'm sure Plano, Coach Brent's objective is to get their passing going with the wind at their back in the first quarter, try and strike early and get on top of the Rams. And now we'll have a kick from Williams, and he gets a high kick, and it'll go into the end zone. And that's where B.J. Mathis will take a knee and bring it out to the 20-yard line for the Rams.
Yeah, that wind is helping the kick extremely well. That's a very strong kick. Like you said, the wind's going to play a real big part in this game.
A real big story here tonight, as we mentioned just a little while ago, about how Plano hopes to pull in a victory tonight. And you know, these kids have been playing with great spirit all year in spite of their record, and they're trying to pull in one win before they end season play, and for some of these seniors, their last high school game of their career. Number 18, Terrence Whitaker, will be the quarterback for the Rams. Mathis takes it around the right side and works his way out to the 24-yard line. The other side of the coin, Herman, is this. Here's Berkner, a program that literally has been dead for years, and now Coach Jim Ledford has breathed life back into this program, him and his staff, and they're doing a great job.
Well, it's easy to breathe life into a squad that has speed like Mathis. Just the straight pitch, he outran the defense for 5 yards. It's a great effort by Mathis.
It'll be second down for the Rams. And Whitaker keeps, and he's dropped right about at the line of scrimmage, and that'll bring up third down.
Well, there's no secret to the Berkner Rams. Mathis is top rusher in the district. Whitaker is one of the top rushers in the district. We'll watch on the replay here. Here's the fake wing reverse that we just saw with the option coming back to the left side. We'll watch on the replay here, number 19 for Plano on the tackle is Derek Hannawall. But great effort to get there by the Plano defense and disrupt that play.
3rd and 6 for the Rams, and they've marked it at the 25. Whitaker out the right side. The pass is complete over to number 38 for the Rams, and that looks like Kevin Cole.
Yeah, and he's tackled over there by Jimmy Sturm, in the secondary for Plano. Great effort. Whitaker is a double danger for the Berkner Rams. He throws the ball extremely well. Good pass out in the flat for the first down, moving the ball down the field.
So with 11 minutes to go in the beginning of this ball game from Clark Field, the Rams pick up the first down on the first drive of the evening. Whitaker under center, Mathis in motion, the fake pitch rolling out to the left side, and all his receivers are covered. The ball is knocked as he throws it away. It goes out of bounds, and that was a smart move. That'll bring up second down for the Rams.
Well, that's pretty good defense by Plano. You have to respect the speed of Mathis when he goes in motion. You've got to go with it. You have to send somebody with him. Not only did they defend that, they defended the fake, and here comes Whitaker, and there are a lot of purple jerseys, maroon jerseys on this side of the field in all the passing lanes. Nowhere for him to throw the ball, has to throw it out of bounds.
Berkner was rated to be number 5 in the preseason coaches poll, and actually ends up at number 4. And with a victory here tonight, and a loss by Plano West tomorrow night, they can be going to the playoffs. And here's a handoff up the middle for the Rams that picks up about 4 yards on the carry.
You know, that's a good play to keep the defense honest. You get into the playoffs, teams are going to take away the things that you do well. Mathis, they're going to send 2 guys after him. Whitaker, they're going to be watching for him to run and pass. You've got to have some alternative. You have to have some effort in the middle of the field, and they're getting it from the fullback. They've got 4 yards on that play.
It was number 10, Aaron Douglas, on the carry, and now on the 3rd down play, here's Whitaker. The pass out on the left side, and it's caught, but he goes out of bounds, and that's Preston Vanderslice on the attempt. Made a great catch, but the ball was already out of bounds when he caught it, so that'll bring up 4th down for the Rams, and they'll elect to punt.
Well, we'll watch here. There have been historically some great receivers for the Berkner Rams. Trey Haverty is at Texas Tech now. We saw him make this catch a number of times. Boy, that's close. It almost looked like he got a foot down. It almost looked like he got a foot down on that.
And Kinsey Joyner will be back to receive for the Wildcats, as the punter will be Doug Jones for the Rams, and he'll be punting into a stiff wind, and so he's going to need to keep this one low if he can to get some distance on it. The punt from the Berkner 36. And here's Jones, and he gets the punt down to the 39-yard line, where it is marked dead as it is touched by Jesse Joseph.
Yeah, that's a decent punt against that wind. Now Berkner will have to go on defense. Again, like we mentioned, they're playing for a playoff spot. They're getting in position for another game. Plano hopefully gets a win out of this one for them. But Berkner not only wants to win, but they want to sharpen themselves for the playoffs.
John Castanos, the senior for the Wildcats, playing in his last high school football game, is the leading rusher for this squad with 177 attempts and 514 yards. And it's McDowell on the carry, and he picks up, maybe a yard.
Yeah, McDowell is tackled over there by the left side of the defense. It's like 48 from Berkner. Number 48 from Berkner is Josh Carroll. Came a long way. Berkner's playing just a straight 4-3, and actually using that 3rd linebacker as a rover who maybe in the secondary may come up and support the run. So
Castanos has 3 of their touchdowns. McDowell has 1, 48 attempts, 172 yards on the season. They'll line up in the I formation on the 2nd and 9 play. The pitch out the left side to Duke. Duke finds some running room, and he's close to a 1st down, just short by about a yard, pending on the stop or the mark.
Boy, Keenan Duke ran well last week, but watch on the replay. This is the Plano that we know well. Out of the eye, straight pitch back, follow those big old blockers up there. Great blocking on the left side of the line to get him 8 yards. Real close to a 1st down, just short of a 1st down.
3rd and 1 for the Wildcats. 1 receiver out to the left side. Castanos over center, still in the I formation. And here's the pitch back this time to trying to catch the player's number. It looked like 17 Harris, but we'll check when the pile clears on the play. And it looks like they will pick up a 1st down. And the carry, yes, was C.J. Harris Jr.
Right, C.J. Harris, just a straight Plano pitch back, gets behind those offensive linemen on his right side. He's following over there. 56 is his offensive lineman. Great block by Reek Flowers over there to get him just enough yardage for the 1st down.
And we have a flag on the play, and it's a sideline violation that looks like will go against Berkner. And I don't know if they're going to mark off yardage. The official puts the flag back into his pocket. It may have just been a warning. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats from their own 48-yard line. Castanos changing it up now, comes from the shotgun. McDowell will be in the backfield. The fake to McDowell. Now he's looking to the left side, doesn't have a receiver, and he is brought down in the backfield by number 98, Elijah Vaughn.
Well, I wonder if he was named after Raheem Olajuwon. He looked real good. He had a lot of reach on that play, bringing down the quarterback.
I'm telling you, if you want a popular name of a fantastic athlete, that's one to go with.
Berkner had great defense that time, Jeff. Knocked the quarterback down, had the play covered in the flat, just great coverage.
That moves him back to about 2nd and 15 now with 8 minutes to go in the 1st quarter of play. Castano, the fake, and gets hammered right where he stood and got the snap in the backfield by big number 71, Alex Amadi.
Well, I think what Plano anticipated was that the Berkner defense would spread out for him and rush the passer, and they were running a draw. Well, watch here. The offensive line pulls. He fakes the ball to McDowell, and just nobody bit for Berkner.
And this is something that we've seen happen to the Wildcats many times throughout the season. Get into good position and then lose yardage and end up with this situation, 3rd and about 20. Castano's back, looking to his left, and he's taken down for about another 7-yard loss. And again, it's Elijah Vaughn. Is that true? Let's say yes, 98.
Yeah, Elijah Vaughn making a name for himself tonight. A great rush. Costanos is a strong kid. Couldn't get out of the grasp of Elijah Vaughn here. Watch here, Vaughn just bounces. Goes straight into Costanos and takes him down.
That's where your line breaks down, and you need that protection for a few seconds on the front end so you can get the play off the ground. They're not even getting the play off the ground. Nick Williams will punt, and the returner for the Rams will be B.J. Mathis. Williams, one of the bright spots on the seasons for the Wildcats. We'll talk about him again here shortly. A good punt with the wind at his back. Mathis takes it at the 20-yard line. He's out across the 35. There's a flag on the play. Mathis breaks loose at the 35. He will go all the way. And we'll have to see what the flag is. A lot of times on a punt, you'll have a holding call, and that'll bring everything back. Let's see what the officials signal with 6:24 to go in the first half of play. No score on the board, but that was an 80-yard return by B.J. Mathis.
Well, Mathis made a couple of moves right where the flags are down on the field, kind of got the defense off balance, and then he shifted into a gear that I haven't had. Well, I don't think I ever had it. I was going to say I haven't had it in a while, but I've never had that gear.
Don't know what that speed's like. I'm afraid I'd get dizzy if I went that fast. Well, the call is against Berkner, and so the score will be erased, and the 80-yard run will go off the books, and Berkner will have 1st and 10 back in their own territory with 6:24 on the clock in the first quarter of play.
Yeah, Mathis made 2 moves, and you'll see why he's so heavily recruited. That kind of acceleration, you can't coach that. It's something that big schools, little schools, everybody wants, and he'll take that with him wherever he goes next year.
A great player for Berkner as Whitaker will line up over center. 1st and 10 from their own 21. Whitaker keeps and brings it out to close to the 25-yard line.
And the thing you notice about Plano, they keep fighting. They've been overmatched. You've seen quotes in the paper where they don't have the numbers that they usually have. If you look on the sidelines, it's not a lot of kids on the team this year. Look at Berkner outnumbered, which is unusual. Plano's, by enrollment, one of the largest schools in the state, and you would think that they outnumber their opponents, but this year they don't have that many kids out.
2nd down for the Rams. And here's Whitaker, and this time he hands it off over on the left side to number 10, Aaron Douglas.
And he's tackled on the right side of the defense by Hannawall. Coach Brents is getting good effort from his guys. It's just some nights, you know, the kids will make a second move, and there's just nobody there to get them. And again, that's all you can ask your team, effort.
You know, Coach Brents and the Wildcats are struggling through this year. Their attitude is great. They're doing a good job. But Berkner on the other side, Jim Ledford and Berkner has known that feeling for years, and now they're finally beginning to taste that sweet success that they've worked so hard for. And a great job by Richardson, Berkner, Coach Ledford, and his staff. And Plano, and one thing if I could ever say to Coach Ledford, and we've got a penalty on the play against Berkner, and that'll back them up about 5 yards, and they'll still have 3rd down. Is Coach Brents he's kept a positive attitude. He's tried to make something out of this season, and help is on the way. I mean, Plano, they lost a lot of kids to Plano West, and it takes you several years to overcome that, and help is on the way from Vines and Jasper. He's going to get a lot of good kids coming up that's going to rebuild this Plano team. Now on the 3rd down play, Whitaker out of the shotgun on the right side, and he's taken down in the backfield. And let's see if they call a fumble on the play by number 48, Joseph Riccia, and they don't call it a fumble, but a great backfield sack by Riccia, number 48, and that'll knock Berkner back for a big loss. They'll have the ball at their own 12-yard line with 4th down, and punting into the wind will be Doug Jones.
Well, and that's what you have to do if you're playing. You've got to attack. You can't sit back and just let them come at you. Send some guys, get them in different positions, see if we can make something happen.
And Jones gets a high punt into the air that comes down at the 36-yard line. And Plano will let it bounce, and it'll be marked dead. And the spot will be at the 46-yard line. And that's where Plano will have a 1st and 10.
And another thing about experience, you probably want to catch that ball out of the air. Just run up there and fair catch. If somebody runs into you, that's a penalty on them. Berkner gained another 10, almost 12 yards on the bounce, where if he had gone and caught it and fair caught it right there, better field position.
Especially when you're playing on this old style of AstroTurf. If you play on the new field turf, the ball really isn't going to bounce that far. It's going to hit the ground and go dead. And so with 4:09 on the clock, it's scoreless here at John Clark Field. Timeout called, and so we'll call timeout. We'll be right back here on Comcast Sports.
Hi, we're the Robinsons.
Tim teaches martial arts, so he's a very disciplined guy. But there's one subject you never bring up: the dish.
When it rained, we lost the pitcher.
When it was windy, we lost the pitcher.
When the dog sneezed, we lost the pitcher. I had to adjust the dish twice a week. So we got Comcast digital cable.
Pitcher's perfect. We love it.
See, the trick with the dish is knowing how to adjust it.
Plano had called timeout with 4:09 to go in the first quarter. Now they work out of the eye, and it'll be Rooney on the carry out to the 40-yard line. Rooney picks up big yards, about 7 on the play, across the 40 to the 38.5 is where it'll be marked.
Yeah, Rooney showed good speed on that effort, just a straight pitch. We'll watch on the replay, and again, you have to have some kind of effort on your offensive line. Gets good block, a lot of purple jerseys, knocking white jerseys down, gets a good gain on that. Out 7 yards pickup, pretty good gain on first down.
Rooney tonight, 45 attempts, 150 yards, no touchdown scored, but he's a big contributor to the offense, as Castanos will carry and pick up about a yard on the play, and that'll bring up 3rd down for the Wildcats.
Yeah, again, Plano has to run the ball to be successful. They've got to push people off the line of scrimmage. That's the difference, I think, in this team and the teams of the past for Plano. They've had offensive linemen that could push people off the line of scrimmage, and you just put people behind them and follow them down the field. And this year they haven't been able to do that consistently.
It'll be Duke at the tailback, McDowell fullback down, Castanos over center, and the pitch is to Duke. Duke working the right side, gets room, picks up the first down across the 40, 35-yard line, down to the 38 in Ram territory.
Boy, Duke's not a big kid. He kind of slivered through a crease. I wouldn't call it a hole. We'll watch the pitch here. He's following the maroon jerseys, not purple, maroon jersey. Just slivers through a crease, gets the first down. He's a step away from getting into full gear there.
He's finally brought down by big number 6, Trey Bryant, coming across to make the tackle. Still working out of the eye with 2:44 in the first quarter. And now we have a whistle blown. I don't see a flag. I don't see a call for timeout.
I think Berkner has 12 men on the field, if I'm not mistaken. He's not throwing the flag.
The official's holding the flag, but he's not throwing the flag.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah, that's
more
got
than
to be
12.
it. Yeah. Well, I guess he didn't want to pick up the flag, never threw it to the turf, but that's what the call will be. Too many on the field with about a, 1st and 10 for Plano. So that's a big mistake by the Rams and the personnel on the field. So it's 1st and 5. Now it'll be McDowell right up the middle, and he looks like he'll pick up another first down for the Wildcats.
Well, and that's something you have to do as an offense. You probe for a weakness. Looks like they found a little bit of something right in the middle of the Berkner defense that they can exploit. Now they're pressing, they're pushing straight up the field. That's real close to a first down. It looks like they're going to measure.
Yeah, and they're going to give them the first down. The signal comes as Plano breaks the huddle. And you know, for Plano, they're coming in here tonight, even though they're 0-9, they are hungry. They want a victory. Berkner has to be careful not to come in here thinking, oh, Plano 0-9, we've got this game in the bag. That's when it'll bite you and you'll get beat. Still working out of the I formation. Castanos and the Wildcats. Here they come. Up the middle, number 17, C.J. Harris, seeing some action this evening for the Wildcats. And the clock clicks down close to 2 minutes here in the first quarter of play with no score here at Clark Field.
Boy, and C.J. just runs tough. He burrows down for 2 or 3 yards, and we've seen Plano a couple of times this year, and one of the things that's hurt them is mistakes. So if they can possess the ball without the mistakes, maybe something good will happen for them.
With a second down from the 21-yard line in Ram territory, here come the Wildcats. Rooney on the left side, and he is tagged immediately by number 19, Carlin Bennett, on the tackle.
Well, he was tagged, but he was able to gain another almost 4 yards. It's third and, wouldn't call it short, 3rd and 5, and puts your offense at least in a position where they have a chance to make a first down.
I think Coach Brentz's philosophy here might be get the wind behind your back in the first quarter, get a score on the board, and then work it from there. They've got 1:11 seconds to do that here in the first quarter. Castanos will keep, goes up the middle, and he's close to a first down.
Well, he did 2 things on that. He got the ball in the middle of the field. He almost got the first down, but the ball is in the middle of the field for the field goal. If that's the way they choose to go. Doesn't look like the field goal team coming in here. It's 4th and very short. Hey, you may as well go for it. 3 points here.
Hey, these kids are fired up. They have nothing to lose here this evening. And so Castanos breaks the huddle with 40 seconds to go in play in the first quarter. He carries himself, and he's down to the 8-yard line, and that'll be a 1st and goal for the Wildcats.
Boy, Plano's getting good offensive line play from the tackle, Jeff Walker, Chris Wallace, Philip Russell, Andrew McClary, Gonzalez Ruiz, and Arik Flowers. And Castanos just follows right behind him, almost breaks free for the touchdown there. Great effort by Castanos.
And number 1, Chad Kugler, brought him down and stopped the touchdown try. And now Plano will call a timeout with 19 seconds on the clock.
Probably a good timeout. They can still keep the win. That's a good timeout.
Herman, let's take a look at the district standings and see what's going on in District 9-5A.
Well, it looks like Allen is the behemoth in this district. They're 6-0. They're just a juggernaut. No one been able to handle them this year in District 9-5A. Plano East is right there. Then you have Plano West and Berkner in a virtual tie, because if Plano West loses and Berkner wins, then they will be in a tie, but Berkner goes on because of the game they won earlier this year. Then there's McKinney and Rockwall and Lake Highlands bringing up the rear, but a little bit of change in the hierarchy as Allen has been there, Plano East has been there, Plano West and Berkner not so much been there.
And a good crowd on both sides of the field tonight, especially the Plano side, to cheer on the home team in their last game of the season with 19 seconds on the clock, trying to score their 9th or 8th touchdown this year. Castanos carries and makes it to about the 4-yard line.
Yeah, he really gets a pretty good gain here, and
that'll be their 7th touchdown if they score this year, looking at the records here.
Well, they're moving the ball. They aren't making mistakes. They're sticking with what they can do well, which is follow that offensive line, run that old Plano pitch, walk it down the field. And
we've got an injured player on the field. I'd like to tell you, for a copy of tonight's game, send a check or money order payable to Comcast for $29.44 for each copy to Comcast Video Production Studio, 1776 North Greenville Avenue, Richardson, Texas 75081. And you can watch our cable cast of this game 2 times this weekend in Plano and Richardson, at noon Saturday and Sunday, and at 8 p.m. Wednesday on Comcast Channel 14A. A lot of games going on this weekend in District 9-5A. Some good games, and one of the big ones we've talked about over and over is that game between Allen and Plano West tomorrow night, played right here at this stadium.
Right, and again, Allen, no one has been able to knock them off their feet this year. I mean, they're clearly the top team in the district. Tomorrow night, it's Allen and Plano West, which will basically determine whether or not Berkner is able to make the playoffs. I mean, if it'll be a little bit different scenario for the teams in this district this year. Because the big school will be Plano East this year, and Plano East will go to Division I. That leaves Allen and either Berkner or West to go to Division II.
And you have Plano East at McKinney and Rockwell Lake Highlands.
And we'll watch the last play on the replay here. Basically, it's just a straight pitch. It's Castanos rolls to his right.
And right in the center of the screen, you'll see where the injury occurs right there. And a lot of times what that is, and that's killer when you're a lineman, you have somebody roll up on the back of your legs as Castanos just carries the ball and works it down to the 4-yard line. And in doing so, with the events taking place on the field, time has run out in the first quarter of play, so we march to the other end. And we'll start the second quarter of play where we find the Rams and the Wildcats scoreless in this District 9 5A matchup here at Clark Field in Plano. A cold night tonight. I was mentioning the fans out here. Plano has a very good crowd out here tonight to support the Wildcats in spite of the season. And Berkner's fans look like they've done a good job on their turnout supporting their team tonight. Now getting underway in the second quarter. It'll be Rooney on the carry, and Rooney gets it into the end zone for the 7th touchdown of the season for the Wildcats.
Well, the Wildcats are fired up. Like we said, both teams have something to play for tonight. The Wildcats are playing for their first win. Berkner has to win. Their destiny, so to speak, is in their own hands right now. If they don't win, it doesn't matter what Plano West does tomorrow, then and basically they're out of the playoffs, but they have to win to have a chance.
Yeah, and Plano is wanting to play spoiler here tonight and kind of help out Plano West. If they win, West is in automatically. Nick Williams will come on to kick. And I tell you what, Williams is a great kid. He's been a spark this year for the Wildcats. Williams' kick is up, and it is good. And so Plano goes on the board first at the beginning of the second quarter. It's 7-0. The Wildcats on top of the Rams. Will take this time out on Comcast Sports.
I remember our first night in the new house with the dish.
We weren't getting a picture, and we didn't want to be trapped in this house with 5 kids and no TV.
You absolutely have to have a TV.
I went up to try and get a signal, fix this the satellite dish. The dish was outside this window, and the TV was down here. So I rigged a series of mirrors down the hallway, here, and here, to see if the TV had a picture.
The next morning, I said, that's it. I called Comcast, and we got digital cable. We should have done this a long time ago.
And Rooney takes it in for 6 for the Wildcats, and Williams puts the point on the board. Williams has had a great season, as we'll watch the replay of Rooney taking the ball into the end zone.
And again, just a straight pitch, following his blockers on the right side. They do a great job. Rooney has great leg action, actually got hit at about the 4-yard line and carried the defender into the end zone. Great effort by Rooney.
And that's an exciting night for Rooney because that's his first touchdown on the season. So he's accomplished that goal, and that's his first, I might clarify, it's his first rushing touchdown this season. He's had 1 receiving, so he's happy that he got those points on the board for his Wildcats doing his part here this evening. Now Williams will have to kick into the win. He's one of the bright points of the season for the Wildcats. He's been working with former Dallas Cowboys kicker Chris Benoli to improve his techniques, and we'll tell you more about him as the game goes on. He gets a beautiful kick into the win, into the end zone, and bounces out the back end of the end zone, and so Berkner will take the ball from their own 20-yard line.
Well, that's probably the best way to keep the ball out of Mathis's hands.
As I've been mentioning, Williams is 6 for 7 on field goal attempts this year with a long of 44. He's 4 for 4 on extra points, and he gives a lot of credit to his holder, Daniel DeVaga, and his snapper, Daniel DeVaga, and his holder, Daniel Westfall, and his punt team protector, Tim Johnson. If you saw the write-up in the news, he's a great kid. He leads the team with 22 points, and he's accounted for 15 of the 23 points they've scored in their last 3 games. And now back to action with the Rams, and it'll be Mathis from the handoff from Whitaker coming around the right side, and he brings it out close to the 25, and then he's knocked back. It'll depend on where they mark his forward progress, and they mark it at the 24-yard line. line, so that'll bring up second down and about 5 for the Rams.
When you watch Berkner here on the nice little fake inside counter and then throw it back on a reverse to Mathis, and I mean, you're doing your tricks and you're still getting the ball to Mathis. I think the defense kind of sits on that. You know, hey, they're going to try some tricks, do some things, try to fake us out, but eventually Mathis is going to get the ball. So let's just stick with him.
Mathis is being recruited by SMU, Kansas, Tulsa, Texas Tech. You will see this kid play some big-time college ball. Quick, great skills, and he's got a future. Whitaker looking to the left side, keeps now and works his way down close to the 30, gets to about the 29-yard line with 11 minutes to go in the first half of play.
Boy, and Whitaker is a tough kid. I mean, he's bouncing on blockers. He's not that big, but we'll watch here. He just fakes the belly, pulls it out, gets hit, still gains a good 4 yards before he comes down.
It's his speed that gets him that yardage. He's so quick getting through the line. By the time you catch up to him, he's gained yards. He's only 171 pounds, and he is a senior here for the Rams. 10:35 in the first half of play here at Clark Field. Now Whitaker underneath. This time he hands off up the middle to Douglas, and Douglas picks up the first down yardage on the third down play.
Yeah, a lot of maroon jerseys around the ball. You could tell Plano is inspired by their score. I mean, most coaches will tell you it's not how you play during a winning season, it's how you play when you're challenged, when you're not winning. That's what really builds character, and these kids are building on that, and they're showing it here and probably have something to build on for next year.
So we've got a 1st and 10 for the Rams. Whitaker fakes, keeps on the left side, and then again, there he goes. He picks up about 4 yard lines on his quickness and ability to shoot through the hole, doing a tremendous job carrying for the Rams.
Well, he is stronger than he looks. He's not very big, but he carries tacklers with him. I haven't seen one tackler bring him down in his right there in the spot. Well, watch here. He gets hit and still drags the tackler another 3 yards down the field. Strong runner.
The key is he never stops moving his feet. He's always shuffling and moving north and south. And now we've got 2nd and about 4 for Berkner. Again, Whitaker on the left side. He'll pick up the first down and more as he works his way towards midfield.
Boy, and that's a good, consistent play for the offense. They found something that works. They're getting good yardage on it. They're sticking with it. We'll watch here. It's the same belly fake. Whitaker, they're stopping it, but they haven't completely stopped it, so keep running it. Stay with it until they show that they can stop it, and Whitaker gained the first down on that play.
Ryan Brents and Jeff Gardner were in on the stop for Plano, and this is Brentz's last game as a Wildcat under the coaching of his own father, so this has got to be a special night for father and son. 9 minutes to go in the first half of play. Whitaker this time works the right side, and he'll pitch it off to number 4, Bobby Rideout, and Rideout gets out of bounds at the 36-yard line, and so that'll be another first down for the Rams as they're starting to move the ball down the field.
Boy, and we've seen a number of good offenses this year. Plano East has a great efficient offense. Berkner's showing some of that same kind of efficiency. They're running both sides of the ball, using a number of different players to gain yards and work their way downfield.
And there's so many things you have to cover on Berkner, running several different types of options. There's just too many people to key on and so much depth and talent. They're moving the ball down the field well now, lining up in a tight set. Here they'll come with 8:58 and 1st and 10 from the Wildcat 36.5-yard line. And we've got a whistle on the play. And I believe we have a timeout called by the Rams, and that's what it is. So we'll take a timeout too with 8:58 to go in the first half. Plano leads Berkner 7-0. We'll be right back on Comcast Sport.
Hi, we're the Martinos.
And this is where we live. We manage a self-storage company, and we live here too.
When we got the dish, they put it on the roof, and every time there was bad weather, we lost the pitcher.
I had to go up 5 stories to fix the dish. It was really icy out, raining, really bad weather. Hey, Levi had to come up here and fix this thing?
Dante's afraid of heights.
So we got rid of the dish and got Comcast digital cable.
We're done with the dish.
And the roof.
The Berkner Rams are on the move here in the second quarter of play from John Clark Field. And we got to tell you a story about that later, Herman, whether it's Clark Field or Clark Stadium. Again in the same set. Here come the Rams. Whitaker on the left side pitches out to number 4, Bobby Rideout. And Rideout is still on his feet at the 30-yard line, and he's close to another Ram first down.
Boy, Mathis made a great block initially to help clear his running compadre out there, but I think he may have gotten up and got caught holding. He was trying to keep his guy down. We'll watch on the replay here. Here's a pitch going with the option to the left side. Gets the quick pitch this time. Watch the great block downfield. Gets up. Oh, boy, that's a tough one. But Plano gets the benefit of the doubt on that one.
The Rams will still maintain first down. It'll be 1st and 10.
I mean, he barely held him.
Well, change that. They mark it. It'll be 1st and about 15 with 8:48 in the second quarter of play. And this is something we haven't seen too often this year. Plano on top in the first half, 7-0 on top of the Berkner Rams. This time Mathis will line up wide to the right, and he will get the reverse going back to the left side. And Mathis is across the 40, and he's over across the 30 to the 26-7, and pending on the spot may have a Ram first down.
Boy, like we said earlier in the game, you do all the tricks, the fakes, and you get the ball in your best player's hands, and that player tonight is number 2 for Berkner, and that's B.J. Mathis, and he just outruns the defense. He's extremely fast, gets a first down basically just on his speed.
And the officials looking at the spot, and they will measure to see if Mathis did indeed get the first down. It's very close. We'll have to see what the mark is. And from this angle, it looks like he got it, but it depends. No, yeah, they're going to call it a first down just by the tip of the ball.
Yeah, Mathis got a really good block from his quarterback, from Whitaker. Some of the fans in the stands thought that it might have been illegal, but it's in that area between the tackles where you can almost do anything, and he sprung Mathis for the first down.
And Whitaker on the keep on the right side, dives close to the 20-yard line and works his way to the 22, where we'll be at 8:01 in the first half of play, and 5 yards short of another first down for the Rams.
Watch Whitaker. Every option offense is the success of it is predicated by how well the quarterback manages the ball, and he has to make good decisions. Can't take unnecessary risk, but Whitaker shows that he's been able to do that in this drive.
Whitaker, the handoff to Douglas. No, he keeps and gets down to the 14-yard line on the keeper. He faked everyone out on that one. And that's 7:31 to go now in the first half as the Rams are threatening.
Boy, he's a feisty runner. Well, watch here, just sticks it in the belly of the fullback. Hadn't handed it off to the fullback maybe once tonight. He keeps the ball, pulling tacklers with him, and gets a great gain out of that.
And a lot of times they're running over on that right side behind big tackle number 73, Nick Weckler. And this kid's a smart kid. He's got a 4.0 and rated number 2 in his class, as there's a whistle and flag on the play. He's got a 4.0 grade point average, and he's leaning towards playing football at Princeton or Yale after he graduates this spring in 2004, and he's thinking about studying medicine. So you got a kid out there that's not only big and strong, but he's smart too. That's one dangerous ball player.
Yeah, and Whitaker staying close to him. I mean, they're using him when they go that way. He's getting good blocks. The Plano Wildcats have played well in this game, but they're at a point now where they're going to have to hold their backs and make some kind of play to slow the momentum here of the Berkner Rams.
Whitaker under center. And he again keeps and goes off the right side and picks up, maybe a yard on the play. Again, going behind big number 73, Nick Weckler.
Yeah, it looks like the Berkner Rams coaches found out, hey, let's follow that Weckler kid. And we'll watch here. Plano Wildcats almost seem to be waiting on waiting on the offensive line of Berkner to attack them. They're not attacking the ball as they were earlier in the drive and earlier in the game, and they're getting blocked.
Second down and 10 for the Rams. Here comes Whitaker. This time he does give to Douglas, and Douglas slides across the 10 to the 7-yard line with 6:19 in the first half.
Berkner Rams don't have a lot of big backs. Their guys are small and compact. They hit those creases real quick. Getting through the line, he's just a shoestring away from getting deeper into the secondary and getting an even bigger game, possibly scoring on that play. Big third down play here for Plano.
Here comes the Rams on the left side. Whitaker will keep. He's across the 5 down to the 4-yard line, and he picks up the first down for Berkner with 5:49 in the second quarter, and the Rams may put 7 on the board before we go to the half.
Well, and Berkner's been banging them inside. This time they fake inside and get outside. Great block on the edge there by Berkner Rams, and Whitaker gets just enough for the first down.
It may be hard to see Whitaker coming out of the backfield when you have a big line. He only stands 5'10", 171-pound senior, so he squirts out the side before you even know where he's at.
Yeah, it did look like he got hit a little bit behind his offensive line that time.
On the first and goal play, it'll be up the middle, and it'll be a touchdown by way of Aaron Douglas driving up the middle for the Rams, and that puts Berkner on the boards with 5:30 in the second quarter.
Boy, he handled this ball so well. I couldn't tell who had it, and they're in the end zone before you know it. Number 10 is Anthony Douglas. Great handoff, great play, great drive by the Berkner Rams.
So Aaron Douglas puts 6 on the board, and now the kicker, number 17, Stephen Smith, will try. And here's the snap. The kick is up, and it is good. So we have a tie ball game with 5:30 to go in the second quarter of play here from Clark Field. And we've got a whistle on the play, and it may be offsides. And offsides is the call against Plano. It is waived, declined, and so the score will stand 7-7. 5:30 in the second quarter at Clark Field. We'll be right back on Comcast Sports.
Hi, I'm William Walker, and I used to sell satellite dishes. A word of advice if you're thinking about getting one: don't. They were going to charge me $250 for the install, so I figured I'd do it myself. How hard could it be? I used to sell them. To get a signal, I had to put the dish on a pole. Then the wind knocked out the pitcher. The dish company told me, wait, it'll come back. I got rid of the dish and got Comcast digital cable. I don't sell the dish anymore.
It'll be Eric Rooney and number 9 Keenan Duke back to receive for the Wildcats. The kicker for the Berkner Rams will be number 17 Stephen Smith.
Right, and Berkner, that drive, Jeff, all runs, just straight runs right down the field against Plano. Plano's defense needs to be a little bit more aggressive, take some chances, blitz, do some things to upset the rhythm of the Berkner Rams. That time, they just pretty much did what they wanted to do on that option play, both sides of the field, all the way down the field.
7-7 is our score as Smith sets the ball for the kickoff. 5:30 to go before we take it into halftime. The kick from Smith is low, and it's fielded by Duke at the 3-yard line, and he'll bring it out across the 20. He's got speed, and he is tackled at 25-yard line, and that's where the Wildcats will work with 1st and 10 as he's brought down by number 11, Daryl McNair.
And Berkner seemed to have settled down just a little bit. They have a lot to play for, got a chance to make the playoffs, settled down on that drive. Maybe it was the wind at their back. They had the wind at the back, and I don't know, it feels different when you're going with the wind for some reason.
Yeah, sometimes you come into a game, like we said, a little bit overconfident that you can beat this team, then all of a sudden you get a wake-up call and say, hey, boys, let's get into this game. And Berkner is in the game. And now we're going to have a motion called against Plano, and it'll mark it back 5 as number 82 jumped off sides for Plano.
Right, and that's the thing we didn't see on that first drive for Plano. They didn't have any mistakes. And if you can play the kind of ball that they want to play without mistakes, keep the ball on the ground, don't take a lot of risks down the field, but you can't make those kinds of mistakes and keep the first down markers moving.
Yeah, number 82, Mike Chapman, a little bit of hurry to get into his route there. Maybe a pass coming his way. So that'll be 1st and 15 for the Wildcats from their own 20-yard line. Castanos over center in the I formation. And he will hand off to, it looks like, Rooney.
Going back to that first play, Jeff, coaches hate more than anything for a wide receiver to jump offside. I mean, that's you're not going to jump to block anybody. So I mean, but that put Plano in a hole. Now it's 2nd down and still long, forcing them to do something with their offense that they probably don't want to do, either pass or some kind of reverse.
Yeah, you just hate to give up any yardage free to them. Penalties and mental mistakes really can cost you in a game. It was Rooney on the carry. He picked up about 2 or 3 yards, and now Castanos looks to throw, rolling out to the right side, gets some pressure and throws it out of bounds as big number 99 LaQuincy Williams chases him down.
Yeah, good speed by the Berkner defensive line. They're big, they're rangy, and they're hard to get around. I thought Castanos might have a little bit of room. We'll watch him here. He's looking for something to develop on the left side over here. Nothing developed, and really he had a lot of room and a lot of time to stay there, and his protection was pretty good in the pocket, but when you're a runner like Castanos is, you want something to happen. You got to move. You got to go.
And you got a speedster at a lineman at 6'2", 256 Williams coming after you. You better get going. Back to throw again. Castanos in the middle, and oh my, he had the receiver, number 82 Chapman, and he couldn't hold on to it. It hit him right in the numbers, and that'll bring up 4th down in a punting situation for the Wildcats.
Yeah, and you got to have some of those. I mean, Castanos is back there. He doesn't throw that often, but when he throws, he's got to have some help. Got to grab that ball right where it needs to be. Just heard footsteps and started running with it before he caught it. So
4:31 in the 2nd quarter. 7-7 is the score. Nick Williams to kick for the Wildcats. Back to receive will be Talib and Mathis for Berkner. With the win in his face, here comes Williams. A nice punt. It's fielded at the 44-yard line by Mathis, and he carries it just about 2 more yards out to the 48-yard line, and that's where Berkner will start at 1st and 10.
Boy, I don't know if I'd be kicking it in the direction of Mr. Mathis too often. He showed us what he could do on the punt early in the 1st quarter. It was called back by a couple of blocking violations, but I tend to kick it away from Mr. Mathis.
For a copy of tonight's game, send a check or money order payable to Comcast for $29.44 for each copy to Comcast, Video Production Studio, 1776 North Greenville Avenue, Richardson, Texas 75081. Here's Whitaker on the carry on the left side for the Rams across midfield to the 48 on the other side, and that'll be 2nd down for the Rams.
And Berkner, you watch here on the replay, their offensive linemen aren't that big, but they get after it in a hurry. I mean, they're off the ball, and the quarterback, Whitaker, runs with some kind of intention every time. I mean, it looks as if he expects to go all the way every time.
3:57. 2nd down play. Whitaker keeps, and he's close to another 1st down where he runs into a pile of defenders.
Yeah, and Berkner is getting to the line in a hurry. They're calling their plays in a hurry. They're trying to wear this defensive unit of the Plano Wildcats down. We'll watch on the replay here. Same thing, fake the belly, just turn up a lot of room inside that time, and decides to kind of try to counter off, and still gets about 3 yards on the play.
Third down and about 1 yard for Berkner. And now there's a fumble on the play, and I think it was picked up. No, it may be Plano's ball. Williams, or excuse me, the quarterback, number 18, Terrence Whitaker, tried to run a quick count and get the ball across himself, but couldn't hold on to it, fumbles it, and now the Wildcats have the ball at their own 44.
Yeah, we'll watch here, just talking about how quickly Berkner was getting to the line of scrimmage. Sometimes that throws your center quarterback connection off, and that time the ball is snapped in the air, mishandled by Whitaker. the Plano Wildcats get the turnover.
Smart play, just a miscue. They would have had the first down if he had not fumbled the exchange. So now the Wildcats have the ball, and here comes Castanos. He'll carry and work it across the 45 to the 47-yard line with 3:12 to go in the first half.
Yeah, and that's the kind of thing that Plano wants to do. They just want to keep the ball in the hands of Castanos, the running backs between the tackles, follow those big linemen down the field, and not make mistakes.
Castanos, their leading rusher coming into tonight's game with 514 yards and 3 touchdown carries. And it'll be 2nd and 8 for the Wildcats. Castanos in the pitch to Duke. Duke picks up maybe, if he's lucky, a half a yard on the carry.
Well, that time they tried to pitch the ball and get outside of Berkner. Berkner's probably a little bit quicker than Plano across the defensive line. They're bigger, they're faster, so the one advantage you have is to run right at them, push him backwards, and try to gain some yards. That time they decided to try to pitch it outside and get around him, and Berkner catches up with him.
Duke is only a sophomore, so he's got 2 more years of action, and the way he is playing, I think he's going to be a future all-star here for Plano. Now out of the shotgun, Castanos on the 3rd down play. He gives it to Duke, rolling to the right side, and Duke gets across midfield, and he's brought down at about the 48.5-yard line with 1:54 in the second quarter.
Yeah, Duke has good speed. He is their one real good speed back. We'll watch on the replay here. Nice play fake, fakes it to McDowell. Here comes Duke around, gets a good block. He wanted to go outside of that block, but made a good decision, ran inside, got as much as he could. 4th and short for Plano.
Number 66, Dustin Pope on the block, did a good job pushing out the outside containment so that Duke can get up across midfield. It'll be 4th down, and now Williams will come on to punt for Plano. It'll be Mathis and Talib back to receive the punt from Williams. And they quick snap it, and will pick up close, maybe the first down. It's number 25, Ryan Brents, and he got knocked back. He got to the line to gain, and it all depends on where they mark it, and I think they'll have to measure this. He got really close to the first down mark, and then he was knocked backwards, and pending on this forward progress and the measurement, the officials are talking it over, and let's see what they do here. We've got 1:08 to go, and they're going to say no, he didn't make the yard to gain. And now we have another official signaling to the sideline. He didn't make it, so it'll be 1st and down for the Rams at their own 47-yard line with just over a minute of play in the first half.
Well, I think Coach Brents might have an argument here that he had some forward progress, and for some reason they didn't measure. I'm not sure. It looks like the lineman left the spot. The lineman who had the original spot on the yard markers left the spot for some reason, and now they're getting the change again, and it looks like they are going to measure. I like the play call. I like the fake. I mean, it was a good time in the game to try it, kind of unexpected. Good effort, nice, strong run by Brents, but was met right at just maybe half a yard short, and don't know if he could twist and get that extra half yard or not. But I do think they should get a measurement. I thought it was real close.
Yeah, he was close, and then the forward progress pushed him back closer to midfield. But I'd have to see a good measurement. The question is now, did they move the chains already? And so that's going to really throw everything off. It's null and void. It'll be 1st down for the Rams due to that fact that they moved the chains before they had time to measure. So I know Coach Brents is really going to be upset about that, by the chain gang moving that before he had a chance to even get a measurement to see if he was close.
Well, yeah, they never actually brought the chains on the field from the mark they had. They're saying no, he didn't get the 1st down. So tough break. Probably, from this angle we can't really tell, but the officials have it down on the field. So great effort, but they just didn't convert the 4th down try.
Sometimes they go your way, sometimes they don't. You just got to get back on the ball field and keep on going. And here we go, 1st and 10 for the Rams, and it's Whitaker up the middle, and he's out to the 45-yard line, and he is close to a 1st down for the Rams. It'll be about the 39, just short of the 45.
Right, we'll watch on the replay here. Everybody's kind of uptight for the Plano Wildcats. Whitaker just on that inside quarterback keeper gains about 6 yards on the play. But the one thing you notice for Plano is their safety. They got one safety in the middle of the field, and he's maybe 10, 15 yards deep. Might want to back him up a little bit against Berkner. They'll throw the ball on occasion.
And so they mark it at the 44.5, almost the 45-yard line, with 59 seconds in the first half. It's 7-7. The Rams and the Wildcats are tied. There's some people we want to say special thanks to, Herman. Smitty Minton is the facilities manager here at Clark Field, and he's just been a great help to the Comcast crew. And Smitty, we want to say thank you very much. Also to the athletic director, Cliff Odenwald, and his assistant athletic director, Sharon Rollins. We appreciate all your help and all your courtesy here at Clark Field. And then also in Richardson, we appreciate the athletic director there, Bob Doobie, and his assistant, Leslie Slovak, and all they've done for Comcast Sports this season. Play back underway, 59 seconds, the second down play. Here's Whitaker back to throw the second time tonight, and it's almost intercepted by the Wildcats by way of, as soon as he turns around, we'll catch his number. It looks like it's going to be Kinsey Joyner, number 38.
Yeah, he had pretty good coverage on, looks like number 3, Aqib Talib for Berkner. Pretty good coverage, nice pass. Would have been caught if the defender hadn't been there, so great defensive effort.
3rd and 2 for the Rams, 53 seconds before halftime. Receivers split wide, left and right. Whitaker under center. And he pitches to Mathis. Mathis slides and gets the first down at the 41-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams.
Yeah, Berkner has one more timeout. We'll watch on the replay real quick here. Good fake inside. They go back to the option. And again, Mathis is quick enough to get outside and get the first down for Berkner.
He tried to cut back inside, but you saw his foot slide on the turf. Couldn't make the cut, but he gets the first down. And now it's Whitaker on the left side. Pitches again. It comes out on the left side to Rideout, and Rideout is tagged for less than a yard gain.
Boy, pat on the back to the Plano defense right here. They made 3 really good plays. They defended the pass, defended the run against Mathis, and here they really get good penetration. Looks like Whitaker has some room, but great pursuit from the inside of, and out inside of the linebackers, and also from the secondary. Great pursuit to catch Rideout, and actually got him for a loss.
It was 39, Jeff Gardner, that tripped him up. And so it'll be 2nd and 10, as he didn't gain any yardage on the play with 31 seconds in the second quarter. We've got a timeout on the field, and we'd like to tell you about how you can get a copy of this game, Herman. For a copy of tonight's game, send a check or money order payable to Comcast for $29.44 each copy to Comcast, Video Production Studio, 1776 North Greenville Avenue, Richardson, Texas, 75081. Back to play. Whitaker rolling on the left side to throw, and he fires it at the first down spot to number 21, Preston Vanderslice, and he may just be short by inches of the first down.
Boy, and the Plano Wildcats are kind of upset on that. They tried to get a timeout. Jeff Garner, number 39, the linebacker, was trying to call timeout, was in the process of calling timeout as the play was being run, turns to the referee, and the referee just didn't give it to him.
25 seconds, 3rd down and a yard for the Rams. Here's Whitaker under center, rolling again to his left side, and he misses Vanderslice, who is open, and that would have been a definite first down. That'll bring up 4th, and the Rams will probably go for it right here.
Yeah, you watch Whitaker here. He rolls to his left, tough throw. He's throwing to his left side. Had some times and kind of rushed it. I'm not sure why he rushed it. Wasn't really getting a lot of pressure, but just a wobble the pass out there that was incomplete.
4th and 1. Big defensive play for the Wildcats. Huge offensive play for the Rams, trying to work their way into the playoffs in 13 years. Whitaker carries, gets the first down, and he is brought down at about the 23-yard line by the Wildcats with 17 seconds to go in the half.
Yeah, the clock's briefly stopped for the first down. They'll reset it and restart it as soon as they get the yard marker set here.
And Whitaker takes the snap and just stops the clock by killing the play, and we've got a flag on the play.
Boy, that's a tough call. The referee actually started the clock before the yard markers were set, and Whitaker's just trying to get the clock to stop as soon as possible, so his guys weren't quite set. So real tough penalty on Berkner on that play.
You can't fault them for that. They're in a hurry and not everybody's set. You call the snap and down it, but, well, 5 yards. They've still got time here. 14 seconds on the clock, and I believe they're probably going to talk about that right now. And it'll be 1st and 15 for the Rams. I'm sure Coach Ledford would love to get another 7 on the board before they go into the locker room.
Yeah, they're in position. They have the wind behind their back. They made the one deep throw. I'm sure we'll probably see them air it out here again, try to get it in the end zone.
Terrence Whitaker is another top recruit by colleges, Henderson State, Georgia Southern, big college that's won some national championships in Nichols State and Rice. And here's Whitaker on the throw on the left side, and a beautiful catch by Talib. And the clock will keep ticking from 12 seconds after they set the chains. It's a first down, so Whitaker is going to need to be sure that his team is set if he's going to spike the ball. Yeah, he's looking to the official to be sure this time that he can stop the clock, and he does by spiking the ball. It'll be 1st and goal on a beautiful reception by number 3, Aqib Talib.
Boy, I thought Talib had jumped a little early, but he jumped and hang. He looked like Michael Jordan out there hanging for a basket. I mean, he was really up in the air, made a great catch, came down with the ball. He was still in bounds. Really, the referee's a little slow starting the clock. That gives Berkner a little extra time to get set and get the clock stopped, so they'll get another shot at the end zone.
A great leap, way to get his hands on the ball. Again, here's Whitaker on the left side, and he's working it over there to Talib once again, but he throws it out of bounds, and that'll bring up a 3rd down play with 5 seconds to go in the half.
This time the defensive line, number 86 for Plano, will watch here. They get good pressure on Whitaker, and that's what you got to do. You have to don't let him sit back there. He had some pressure. If he had a little bit more time, he might have made a better pass just out of the reach of Talib that time.
And they'll try a field goal here to put some more points on the board before they go to the half, but we have timeout called by way of Plano, and so Stephen Smith will have a little bit of time to chill here in the atmosphere on the field goal try. 5 seconds is on the clock. It's 3rd down. Berkner just wants to get ahead before they go into the locker room.
Yeah, I kind of like the other school of thought. Put the pressure on them. The clock's running. They're hurried. They're rushed. Make them do it under those kind of circumstances. But the Wildcats choose to call a timeout. Try to freeze them a little bit. You know, we've seen it work both ways, so we'll see how it works out here.
Hey, you can catch our cable cast of this game 2 times this weekend in Plano and Richardson at noon Saturday and Sunday, and 8 p.m. Wednesday on Comcast Channel 14A. And we appreciate you joining us here tonight on Comcast Sports. Stephen Smith, the kicker, number 17 for Berkner, will try and put him on top before the half. The kick is up, and it is good. So Berkner will take the lead as the clock ticks down to 0. 10-7 here in the first half, and it's been a pretty good first half for both sides of the ball, Herman.
Yeah, really good first half of football. Plano made a good effort to try to block that kick that time, had some pressure on it, but just didn't quite get to it. And been a real good ball game. Both teams showing that they have something to play for, getting good effort out of all the kids.
So at the half here at Clark Field in Plano, it's Berkner leading the Plano Wildcats 10-7. We'll be back with the second half kick on Comcast Sports.
My problem with the
Jeff Tokar along with Herman Graham Chapman coming to you from Clark Field here in Plano. We're about ready to get underway in the second half. Plano had actually won the toss in the first half but elected to defer, so they'll get the ball at the beginning of the second half of play. The score, as you can see, is 10-7, and this has been a really close game, Herman.
Right, very competitive game, and we know that Plano hasn't had a lot of success on the scoreboard, but success isn't always measured by the scoreboard. So they're fighting, they're battling. They have one thing to play for, and that's to get a win this year, and they're right in this game.
And Stephen Smith, number 17, will have the honors to kick off to get the second half underway here in Plano on a nice, brisk, chilly evening. And the ball goes into the end zone, and Duke will let it go out the backside, and so the Wildcats will have the ball at their own 20 to start off the second half of play.
Yeah, and you notice the attitude of the Berkner Rams has kind of lifted a little bit. They've got 30 minutes to determine whether or not they have a chance to play on this year, and their destiny is pretty much in their own hands. They got to win this next 30 minutes.
The Wildcats set up with Castanos going over center, still in the I formation. He's split between the I and running out of the shotgun. He'll carry it for almost 5 yards on the first down play.
Yeah, and I thought, Jeff, in the first half, the successful drive that Plano had, that's what they did. They just attacked Berkner between the tackles. They didn't do a lot of pitching outside. They just turned the ball inside, ran it between the tackles, and had some success on that one scoring drive that they had.
Castanos did pick up 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5 as the Wildcats come out in the I with only one receiver to the right, split wide, and the pitch will be back to McDowell, and McDowell pounds his way for about 3 yards. Excuse me, that'll be Rooney. He'll pound his way for about 3 yards on the play.
Yeah, and he's following, we'll watch on the replay as he's following the left side of his line. That's Chris Walls, Philip Russell over there. Had the pitch back, stayed inside of his blocks, and got a good gain.
So in the first drive of the second half, 3rd down and 2 for the Wildcats, hoping for the first down. Castanos carries, and he'll get the first down across the 30-yard line. You know, we were talking, Herman, about, Plano and the tradition of football and how, Coach Brentz has really been trying to build this team. As we watch the replay, Castanos carrying himself for the first down. Help is on the way. They've only scored 6 touchdowns in 9 games coming in tonight. But Vines High School, sophomore team coached by Trevor Dean, finished off their season on this very field last night, and we're 8-2. And I want to continue that thought in a minute because there's a lot of good players coming up through the Plano system. Rooney on the carry, gets across the 35 to the 40, down to the 45-yard line, and he picks up another Wildcat first down. A big play for Plano, kicking off the second half of play.
Yeah, and that's a key for Plano. They have to stay within themselves, do the things that they can do well, and that's what they do well. Pitch the ball to the left, pitch to the right, stay inside those tackles, and make them make the tackles. And that time, Berkner missed a couple of tackles. Good game for Plano.
1st and 10 from their own 45. Here come the Wildcats. And the handoff is up the middle to McDowell, and he picks up another 5 yards on the carry. And so it'll be 2nd and 5 from that spot. But as I was saying before, Vines and Trevor Dean went 8-2, finishing their season last night. They won games against other Plano sophomore teams and also beat Keller, Fossil Ridge, and Bishop Lynch JV teams. And then Jasper High School sophomore team, coached by Mike Wheeler, finished 7-3, and they're the city champs in the 10th grade division. So stay put, Gerald Brentz. Help is on the way. Plano is going to be coming back. Castanos carries and misses, almost gets tackled, goes across the 50-yard line down to about the 48, pending on the mark with 9:43 in the 3rd quarter, and there's a flag on the play. So help is coming up through the system. Plano is great in tradition of football, and with the teams from Vines and Jasper being coached by Dean and Wheeler, Plano is going to build their program, and they will be back in the championships, folks.
Right. Plano has, we'll watch here on the replay, they've got a lot of tradition, and when they don't make mistakes, they have success, and they understand how to do things successfully, and the key thing is cut down on the mistakes. Obviously, you have to have talent. Like you said, the talent pool is there. It's going to be refilled, replenished. It's coming this year, and tonight, they want to have success. They got to cut down on the mistakes.
And Castanos eluded the tackle by number 37, Chris Hunt, but the penalty was against the Panthers. They're moved back. It'll be 2nd and 15. And Castanos pass out on the left side to number 34, Donnell McDowell. He's brought down at about the 40-yard line where he's stopped by number 38, Kevin Cole.
Right. That looked like a great open field tackle by Berkner. Had McDowell out here, usually you would like for your back to be able to make a move. Got it just quick enough to get upfield, but couldn't make a move on the defender to get more yardage.
Excellent play on the defense by Berkner. 8:55 in the 3rd quarter. Third down and about 14 now for the Wildcats. Castanos in the shotgun, looking to the left, now goes to the right. He has a receiver open in the middle, and that's number 46, Jerome Wilson. And Wilson carries the ball down into Ram territory to the 27-yard line.
Well, it's almost like Plano said, hey, we'll show you guys. We can do more than just tackle a tackle. Castanos has been throwing the ball. He's actually been on target. We'll watch here, straight drop back right down the middle of the field, hits his tight end. Great snag, just takes it out of the air. He's running downfield, taking Berkner tacklers with him. Great play by the Plano Wildcats.
And Castanos is throwing into the wind in the first part of the third quarter here. The pitch to Rooney. Rooney's got some running room on the right side, and he'll pick up another first down for the Rams as he works his way to the 16-yard line.
And it's a funny thing. When you run inside, you get the defense thinking about running inside. Then you can pitch it outside. You get them over pursuing a little bit, cut back inside. Great run by the Plano back, Eric Rooney, to follow his blocks and gain 10 yards on that play.
Aqib Talib is in on the tackle to bring him down, and here comes Rooney again. He's got room on the right side. He's tripped by his own player as he makes his way down to the 13-yard line.
Yeah, and that time the Berkner Rams defense gets outside. We'll watch here. There's just no cutback lanes for Rooney this time. We'll watch him as he cuts outside. He wanted to go outside. He gets turned back in, and the pursuit this time by Berkner is there and brings him down.
7:46 in the third quarter. Second down and about 8 for the Wildcats at the Ram 13-yard line. Here's the snap to Castanos up the middle. It's Rooney on the carry again, and Rooney is close to another first down, pending on the spot. And right now they're signaling the ball at the 7-yard line, and that may be another Wildcat first down.
We'll watch on the replay. McCleary here on the offensive line gets a great block, clears the way for Rooney. He gets a good gain, and again, that's what you like to see the Plano offense do, is just run smash mouth football straight at the defense.
And there's an official timeout on the field as they'll take the time to measure this one. 7:32 in the third quarter. 10-7 is the score. The Rams leading the Wildcats, but the Wildcats threatening to score, and they are short by just about a yard, and that will bring up a third down play.
It's a nice, crisp night. Probably some of those old traditions are awakening here in Clark Field for Plano. They've been here before, needing to win, wanting to win, doing everything they can to get a win. So maybe they're getting some help from those old ghosts of Clark Field.
The Wildcats fired up tonight, trying to put one victory on the board this season. On the third down play, Castanos will keep, but there's a whistle, and we'll wait for the signal.
Not a good sign when they stop the play before the offense begins if you're on the offensive side of the ball. And again, you can't make mistakes and be in the position that Plano is in. You gotta, everything has to be, you just can't make mistakes. Everything has to be on the up and up. You can't do that.
So instead of 3rd and 1, it'll be 3rd and 6 for the Wildcats from the 13-yard line.
Yeah, Plano has been impressive on this drive. They've thrown a pass that was completed for about 40 yards and haven't made many mistakes on this drive.
Here comes Castanos, keeping on the right side, dives across the 10-yard line, and he's close to a first down, but looks like he'll be just short by about a yard or two, and that'll bring up 4th down for the Wildcats.
We'll watch on the replay. Castanos is a rangy kid. I mean, it looks like the pitch is there, but he decides to hit it upfield and try to get to those markers. That yard marker made a good effort, but it came up about 2 yards shy.
So Nick Williams will come in to try and tie the game for the Wildcats, lest we have a trick play here with 6:29 to go in the third quarter. The wind is in his face. It's not as stiff as it was at the beginning of the game, but it's still a pretty sizable wind. The snap, the kick is up, and the ball game is tied with 6:14 to go in the third quarter. It's 10-10. The Rams and the Wildcats tied here at Clark Stadium. We'll be right back on Comcast Sports.
Wow, you went with the rear spoiler, huh?
Alloy wheels?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
And the 8-speaker sound system.
Awesome.
Whoa.
5-liter V8
turbocharged, of course. You gotta see this thing move. When I put the pedal to the floor, it goes 0 to 60 in like...
You're installing Comcast high-speed internet?
Yeah. Cool, we hear it's really fast.
Comcast high-speed internet, now with the power of 100% pure broadband. Speed changes everything. Call now for this great offer.
As I was mentioning a little story about the stadium here, it's Clark Field. John Clark, the legendary Plano football coach, had a 10-year record of 107 in the win column and 16 in the loss columns, made him just an icon. He retired in 75, and they named the stadium after him, Clark Field. Now it says Clark Stadium up here on the press box, but it's traditionally known as Clark Field officially, but you'll hear people saying there's an argument whether it's Clark Stadium or Clark Field. But they just dedicated last week a new stadium to somebody that challenged him on his records, and that is Tom Kimbrough. Had 171 victories, 3 state titles in 16 seasons. So congratulations to Tom Kimbrough, as well as John Clark, excellent football coaches through the ages in the history and tradition of this program. And the kick is off, and it'll be Mathis carrying out across the 35-yard line for the Rams as we continue in the third quarter with 6 minutes, 6 seconds on the clock.
Boy, Mathis is hard to get a hold of. He's tricky, and he has that acceleration that sends him to like a warp speed. And they're lucky to get him down. He made a move there at the end where I thought he was down, and he gained another 5 yards.
167-pound senior with lightning speed. He gets up the field quick. And now it'll be Whitaker for the first time on a drive for the Rams in the second half of play. And Whitaker scraps his way up across the 40-yard line to the 42, and he'll be about 5 yards short of a first down.
When Whitaker turns upfield, he's turning upfield with bad intentions. He like I said before, he's a feisty kind of runner. He's hard to bring down with one tackler. He got 6 yards on that play, and it's just a quarterback keeper.
Whitaker, a college prospect, Henderson State, Georgia Southern, Nicholls State. This time he hands off up the middle to Douglas, and Douglas is met immediately by number 57, and that is James Alvarez.
Yeah, they haven't run the fullback a lot this evening, but this time Douglas just on a quick hitter. No yards. Thought that was a penalty on the play, but that was a pad down there. No gain.
Whitaker and the Rams. Mathis in motion, and now we have a flag on the play, and it may be a legal procedure called against Berkner.
Yeah, again, the whistle was before the play started. Usually that indicates that it's against the offense, and the Rams are now shooting themselves in the foot a little bit here.
And you see number 73, Nick Waxler, having a discussion there with the official, trying to figure out what's going on. And I'm surprised they're not starting to run off his side, because he's opened up some pretty big holes himself here this evening.
Yeah, we've seen some of the guys from Plano West come up here to view the game. They have a vested interest in this one.
Whitaker on the snap, rolls left, looking to throw. Now he keeps over to the 40-yard line, down at the 45, and he'll be a yard short of the first down.
Yeah, again, when he turns upfield, he looks like a fullback almost. He is running hard. Not a big kid. They list him at 5'10". I don't believe he's 5'10". He may be, but you'll watch here, rolls right. He has the option to throw the ball, decides to turn it up, and when he turns up, he looks like a fullback, but he was held just short by the Plano defense that time.
He does a good job lowering his shoulder and driving for the extra yardage. The punt will be made by number 29, Doug Jones, for the Rams. Back will be Kinsey Joyner for the Wildcats. Jones gets the punt off. Joyner lets it bounce at the 15, 16-yard line, and it's marked dead at the 1, but the ball was touched by the defender as he was in the end zone, so you would think that would come out to the 20-yard line.
Well, it's that rule that in the pros you can't do that, but in college and high school you can do that. In pros and high school it's just the ball. It doesn't matter if your body is in the end zone, but in the pros you can't do that.
And spoken from our expert, Herman Graham Chapman, thank you. So it'll be a great play on behalf of the Berkner punt team to stop the ball at the 1-yard line, where Plano will work it in the third quarter with 4:16 to go. Our score is tied 10-10.
Yeah, that was a tough decision on the punt receiver that time. It's a windy night. It's a tough catch. You're backing up. The ball is well kicked, and it's catch it and the wind has it, you fumble it. You're just taking a chance either way, but I'm sure Coach Brents would have rather that he fielded that ball.
Yeah, he's trying to figure it out here and claiming that he may have even pulled the ball into the end zone, and it should be brought out to the 20. The officials talking. We have timeout on the field, and I want to mention something about one of the Plano coaches, Jim Basham. He retired in 1999 and had a passion for sports. He saw all the great things happen with Tom Kimbrough here, and so he became a volunteer coach, worked his way up through the junior high system, was a volunteer teacher, and I don't know if you saw the write-up in the paper, but he graduated from Dallas Woodrow Wilson here, and you'll love this, Herman. He went to the University of Texas in journalism in '62, and his favorite football teams are Plano High in Texas, and Basham is 190th on the UT season ticket holder list. He's only missed 2 Plano games since late in 1977, and we appreciate him and volunteering and helping this great Plano program, Jim Basham. And so now Castanos will carry it himself and works it from the 1 out to the 12-yard line, and that'll be a Wildcat first down.
Boy, that's the one thing the defense doesn't want to happen, is have the offense get the ball out of that position on the first play. I mean, Castanos just turns and gets a great block from the right side of his line over there, and the backs are blocking for him. Looks like Coach Brents has him motivated. You got to make those blocks, and that's what's going to move the ball for you. Great gain on first down.
4 minutes to go in the third quarter. 10-10 is the score. The Wildcats moving the ball well here in the second half of play. And here's a first down play, and we've got a flag before Castanos could call timeout. And that may be delay of game. Or will they give him the timeout? No, they're going to mark off the yardage.
Yeah, that's, last drive they overcame one of those penalties down deep as they were driving to get the field goal. They had a motion penalty that didn't hurt them. They still got the point, but when you're deep in your own territory, that makes it even more difficult to overcome.
You can watch our cable cast of this game 2 times this weekend in Plano and Richardson at noon Saturday and Sunday, and 8 p.m. Wednesday on Comcast Channel 14A. And we thank you for joining us. Here's the handoff up the middle, and that should be McDowell on the carry for the Wildcats.
But the Wildcats are getting good yardage straight up the middle, right up the gut of the Berkner Ram defense. Berkner's not that small. They've got a couple of good-sized kids in there for Berkner. Number 6 is Trey Bryant. It's a pretty good-sized kid. Plano's moving them off the ball, though, getting good yardage.
Trey Bryant, 6'2", 293 pounds, and is only a junior. Castanos on the pitch to Rooney. Rooney moving the ball, runs into his own player and gets it out to the 17, near the 17-yard line, and that will bring up third down for the Wildcats with 3 minutes in the third quarter.
Well, we've talked about Whitaker being a feisty runner. Hey, Rooney's been kind of feisty tonight, too. He's gained a lot of yards between the tackles, just hitting it right, pad to pad, bouncing off people, gaining extra yards.
3rd and almost 7 for the Wildcats. Castanos over center in the I formation. One receiver to the right. Looking to throw. He's got a receiver open, and that'll be 46, Jerome Wilson, and Wilson is going to be pushed out of bounds at about the 36, 37-yard line. A great catch by Wilson on the throw from Castanos.
Well, you got to love Coach Brent staying with his kids, giving them opportunities to make plays, calling plays to put them in successful position. This time, Castanos makes a great throw, and the tight end 46 is wide open for Plano. Jerome Wilson makes a great catch. He's off to the races, gets pushed out of bounds, or he would have scored.
It's one thing you teach your defensive secondary, don't ever let him get behind you. And oh boy, Castanos is tagged as he tries to take it on the right side by 98, Elijah Vaughn.
It looked like some kind of mix-up on that play for Plano. It looked like everybody, the blocking was to the left, but Castanos went to his right. Not sure if that was some kind of a counter or a bootleg, boot fake to the other side, but whatever it was, they didn't fool Mr. Number 98, Mr. Elijah Vaughn for Berkner.
We're down under 2 minutes in the third quarter. 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats. Castanos on the keeper, has room on the right side, and he is hammered by number 18 of Berkner, and that is Terrence Whitaker. who is also the quarterback, he came up and put a big lick on Castanos, who picked up about 3 yards on the carry.
Yeah, we'll watch on the replay here. Good fake inside. Great blocking at the point of attack, but yeah, he gets tagged over there by it's 19, not Whitaker.
Yeah.
19.
Carlin Bennett.
Bennett for Berkner. 2 big hits the last 2 plays for Berkner.
Great job, Bennett. 119. 10-10's the score. Castanos in the shotgun to throw on the left side, and he overthrows the receiver, who is wide open, and that was number 82, Mike Chapman.
Yeah, and that time Castanos had the little bit of happy feet. He actually, you watch here, he has some time. Neither one of the receivers, I'm not sure what the patterns were. You watch here, he's got protection, getting a little happy feet, throws it out there. Gets, actually, his protection did run out, but I thought he did a pretty good job protecting the ball. He didn't want to throw it into coverage, and just didn't have an opportunity to complete that pass.
And so Nate Williams comes on the field to punt once again. He wears 2 different shoes, and said in the paper that his mom wanted to clean him up, but he feels that would jinx him. Won't let her touch him, so they're all scuffed up. He gets a good punt off, and it'll go out of bounds at the 14-yard line with 1:06 to go in the 3rd quarter. 10-10 is the score, and this is probably one of the best games we've seen Plano in this year, Herman.
Right, they've been extremely competitive on that drive. They drove the ball out of their, basically out of their end zone from inside the 1-yard line. That's a good drive. That's some success. That's the kind of success that they can build on. They didn't get points out of the drive, but they got field position. They brought it out of the shadows of their end zone, and now they back Berkner up inside their own 15-yard line. Good drive.
Whitaker on the handoff up the middle, and that would be Douglas on the carry as he works his way across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Yeah, Nate Williams, if you know, there's a lot of great write-ups on the paper on a lot of these kids, and he's been a great inspiration for this team, contributed a lot of the points. I think 23 of the points scored in the last 3 games coming into tonight's game, as we've got the handoff going to Rideout on the left side, and Rideout is just short of a first down by about a yard, and that'll bring up 3rd and about 1 or 2 for the Rams with 24 seconds in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, we'll watch on the replay. There was a slight bobble. They run from that double wing. They get the fake inside counter Mathis, and the bobble the ball over there by Rideout, and still had time to get to the line of scrimmage and actually gain about 2-3 yards, but just short of a first down. Looks like they're letting the clock run out in the 3rd quarter.
And the clock will run down to 0 with 3rd and 1 for the Rams. And so we'll take a timeout here from Clark Field before we head into the 4th quarter. It's all tied. The Plano Wildcats 10, the Berkner Rams 10. We'll be right back on Comcast Sports.
Hey, guys. I thought this was a party.
Bob, we know you're still using dial-up.
I'm not listening to this.
Yes, you are, Bob.
Comcast high-speed internet is 100% pure broadband.
So it's faster than DSL and way faster than dial-up.
I'm not listening.
Blah, 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 blah.
Sit down, Bob, and just try it.
Speed changes everything.
Okay, I'll switch.
Way to go, Bob.
Comcast high-speed internet. Call now for this great offer.
Jeff Tokar and Herman Graham Chapman here at Clark Field, and we've had a great night here, Herman. A lot at stake. Plano 0-9 coming into the game tonight, wants to get 1 win under their belt. Berkner, in 13 years, have not been to the playoffs, trying to make the playoffs. They need a victory tonight, and they need Plano West to lose to Allen tomorrow night.
Comes down to 12 minutes, Jeff. Both teams still have something to play for. We'll see who wins this last 12 minutes.
Whitaker, the quarterback for the Rams, gives the fake up the middle to Douglas and then dives for about 3 yards on the carry and will get the first down on the play.
Yeah, and like we've said all night, the wind has played a part in the game. The teams have used the wind to their benefit. Now the wind is with Plano, although the only 2 pass completions that they've had tonight came against the wind.
Yeah, he's done good in the wind. Their punting, kicking game, and passing game has been fine in the wind, and being this is kind of a bowl down in the ground, it may not have much effect at the surface of the field. Whitaker rolling to the right side, will keep, gets across the 30 to the 33, and that'll bring up second down for the Rams.
Well, you've got to be impressed with the Plano defense. They have been in position. There haven't been a lot of big plays for Berkner tonight. They've been gaining consistently 4 or 5 yards, but there's been no breakdowns by the Plano Wildcat defense, and that's what you have to ask your defense to do: bend but don't break.
2nd and 4 from the Rams at their own 38 or 34.5 yard line, and we've got a flag on the play, and it looks like there'll be motion called against Berkner.
Yeah, that's an interesting play. I think you can do that in the Arena League when they had 2 guys going in motion against each other. Some leagues you can do that, but not in this league.
So that'll back them up 5, and second down will be repeated. You know, I really look for great things from the Berkner Rams and Coach Jim Ledford. I really think that down the road he's going to have this team in a state championship game. A great program. Things have turned around. I think he's been there, 3 years now, and the Rams have just come a long way, and there's a lot of excitement over there at Berkner High School. So it'll be 2nd and 8 for the Rams at their own 28-yard line, and here comes Whitaker with the ball. He'll carry and keep and get it close to the 35.
Well, and you mentioned the success that Berkner is having. There have been some years where I've seen some Berkner teams that I thought were playoff capable, but the District 9-5A is a tough district. We'll watch here. Berkner's extremely efficient in their backfield. They run those plays. There's a lot of coordination in what they're doing. They run the little fake counter and then have backs going one way and running the other way. It's a really well-organized, well-oiled machine on offense for them.
3rd and almost 4. Here comes the handoff to Mathis on the right side. He picks up the first down before going out of bounds at the 39-yard line. And Berkner has a lot of players in some college programs across the country, plus several in the pros, as we take a look at the replay.
Right. This is that quick reverse, and Mathis is not very big. He can hide extremely well behind his offensive line. They list him at 5'8". Boy, I tell you, he might have, if he had on his high heels, he might have made 5'8" that day. And 160 pounds, maybe. But he's a quick runner, and he got outside, got the first down.
Great play by Mathis to pick up the first down. The Rams needed it, and here they come. And the fake handoff to Douglas, and Whitaker keeps, and he's close to another first down, shy by about a yard.
Yeah, and you mentioned that the Berkner Rams have some kids playing in college. One of those kids is Toby Cecil at Texas Tech, and those offensive linemen, just like tonight, Toby Cecil that played at Tech, or is at Tech now, and Jason Glenn, who's a starting center for the University of Texas Longhorn, also played here. Great offensive line play back then, and great offensive line play tonight.
Berkner moving the ball well in the 4th quarter, 9:44 to go in the game. Here's Whitaker with the keep once again, and he picks up another Ram first down as he's across midfield to the 47-yard line in Wildcat territory.
One of the things that I noticed, you watch here, Berkner's being very patient with their offense. They're not making a lot of mistakes. They're not fumbling. And formerly when we would see them, that's a great run there by Whitaker. They would make some mistakes that would hurt them eventually in the game, and the other teams could almost depend on that. And tonight, so far, they've been in control of that.
Terrence Whitaker, the Ram quarterback, has to be close to 100 yards on carrying tonight as he carries once again and picks up 3 yards. And Berkner also has some players in the pros. They had Everson Walls with the Cowboys, defensive lineman Todrick McIntosh at Tampa Bay, linebacker Kevin Murphy at Tampa Bay, and Andra Thompson at Green Bay. So there's a lot of players that have gone on to the big time out of Berkner High School.
Right, and Everson was at Grambling when I was there. He's a great player, great kid, had a lot of success at Grambling, was one of the top interceptors in the country at that time, and carried that on to the pros, became one of the great interception leaders in pro football. All of that out of Berkner High School.
2nd down and 7 for the Rams with 9 minutes in the 3rd quarter of play. The score is 10-10. We're all tied up here at Clark Field. In the booth right next to us, there's a lot of nervous Plano West fans. And here comes Whitaker up the middle. He picks up another first down, and he's brought down at the 34-yard line by number 25, Ryan Brentz.
Well, I tell you, when looks like we got a player down for Plano, but
James
we'll
Alvarez,
watch
number
here.
57.
Right, when Whitaker turns up, he is tough to break. It takes 2 or 3 guys just to get a shot at him. It's not so much that he's strong, it's just that he's elusive. He gives him a shoulder, takes it away, gives him a leg, takes it away, and he's hard to get a hold of, and he gained 6-7 yards on that play for the first down.
Alvarez holding his arm as he's brought off the field. Let's hope that's just a stinger.
Yeah, we'll watch on the replay. We'll see how Alvarez gets it. And
number 57.
Down. Yeah, got kind of rolled on by his own man. Just not a good deal.
And here we go on the right side. Aqib Talib takes the ball and gets another Ram first down as he crosses the 25 to the 23-yard line with 8:34 to go in the game.
You know, sometimes the defense can get just a little bit tired, and it wouldn't be a bad thing sometimes to call a timeout. I know you don't like to use your timeouts, but sometimes if they get on the ropes, give them a break. Let's reset. Let's find out what we're doing. How can we stop this onslaught from Berkner?
Terrence and Newman company. Terrence, the quarterback, Terrence Whitaker, excuse me, and company for the Rams, trying to work it in here with a first down deep in Wildcat territory. The count and the keep, and Whitaker takes it across the 20 to about the 18-yard line with 8 minutes to go in the ball game.
Well, it was a great fake. And that time, actually, Whitaker was tackled by his own man. It just was nowhere for him to go. Plano plays a pretty good contained defense. They're not attacking, not getting a lot of penetration, but they're holding their ground and not giving Whitaker a lot of lanes to cut back in.
Whitaker with the snap, carries himself again. Now this time he'll work the left side as he gets the ball down to the 15-yard line, and he'll be short of a first down by about 3 or 4 yards.
And as far as Berkner's concerned, it's that old drip theory. They're not gaining a lot of yards, but they're gaining just enough to keep the chains moving. It's drip, 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 drip. They're just wearing down the Plano defense.
This is a great play series by Coach Ledford and company, eating up the clock, driving the ball methodically down the field. And Whitaker will hand off this time to Douglas, and Douglas fights his way to what looks like to be a Ram first down with 7:02 to go in the ball game.
Yeah, Berkner hasn't looked a pass in quite a while. We'll watch on the replay here. There are 8 guys for Plano defense up inside within 5 yards of the line of scrimmage. There's just not a lot of room for Berkner to run, but they're gaining 2 yards here, 2 yards there. Measure for the first down here.
And they give it to the big fullback, 5'9", 196-pound senior Aaron Douglas, as we'll see what the mark is on whether he picked up the first down. And he did, and so that'll be 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line for the Rams with 7:02 to go in the ball game.
Yeah, that's a big first down. Berkner in field goal range already. They're running the clock down, 7:01, 7 minutes, under 7 minutes left in the game, and they're already in field goal range, so it'll be up to Plano to keep them from scoring a touchdown here.
Here's the first down play. Whitaker on the handoff once again to Douglas, and Douglas pounds his way to the 10-yard line where he's met by the defensive line of the Wildcats.
Yeah, at that time the Plano Wildcats shifted their defensive line. They played a gap. You watch here as they shift and get into the gaps. This time they shoot the gaps, get penetration, and kind of change the blocking schemes for Berkner, and also get to Whitaker early enough to make him have to give the ball up.
The clock clicks down close to 6 minutes to go in the ball game. The Rams are driving. Here's the handoff to Mathis on the right side, looking for running room, and he works his way out of bounds at the 7-yard line.
Boy, Plano has been hard on Mathis tonight. He had that one big punt return for a touchdown that was called back, but he's one of the top rushers in the district, one of the top rushers in the area, and the Wildcats have actually contained him for the most part tonight. That was great pursuit by the Plano Wildcat defense.
The Wildcats holding on to a 10-10 tie here at Clark Field in Plano. The Rams are threatening. They're driving. They're 5 yards short of a first down. Here comes the third down play with Whitaker as the quarterback for the Rams. It'll be Whitaker looking to throw in the end zone. Oh, the ball is intercepted. We've got a flag on the play. We've got a flag on the play. The ball was en route to number 88, Jason Lamb. And we'll see what the call is.
Well, we've got multiple flags on the play, Jeff. I think one of them may be interference in the end zone. I'm not sure what the other one is. It was thrown by one of the line judges. We'll watch here. Watch the call. Interference, Plano.
And so that'll move the ball up to first and goal for the Rams with 5:59 to go.
Well, I guess both flags were for the same thing. We'll watch here. Gets a play fake, good protection. Just kind of pushes the ball in the end zone. He got intercepted in the end zone, but the interference called against the Plano Wildcats. Bryce Ryan called on the interception, but interception is nullified.
So it's first and goal from the 3-yard line for the Rams here in the waning minutes of the fourth quarter. Terrence Whitaker sends Mathis in motion, goes around the right side, and we don't have a signal. It looks like he'll be stopped just short of the goal line. Excuse me, yeah, that was Mathis.
Well, Wildcats are well coached on the play coming across here to Mathis. Look at him, they just pursue outside. A lot of maroon jerseys just going. Did he fumble that ball? It looked like the ball got away for a minute, but he might have fallen on it. Mathis may have fallen on it. Yeah, seems like we did have a fumble, and Mathis did get it back.
He got down to the goal line, fumbled, came back, and so now the ball is back out near the 3-yard line. Here comes Whitaker on the handoff up the middle, and it looks like it was given to Douglas. He's in the end zone, and they finally signal touchdown. Aaron Douglas puts 6 up on the board for the Rams, and they take the lead once again here in the fourth quarter with 5:17 to go. It's Berkner 16, Plano 10.
Yeah, I think the referees had to figure out who had the ball. I thought Whitaker still had the ball. There was another running back that went to the right, but this time Douglas has the ball in the end zone for the touchdown for Berkner.
Stephen Jones on for the extra point try. Here's the snap and the kick from Jones. It's up, and it is good. No good. It went off to the left side. From our vantage point, it looked like it just crossed over the top of the bars. And so that only puts the Rams up by 6 points with 5:17 to go in the fourth quarter.
A slight window of opportunity for the Plano Wildcats. Something to keep in mind as they'll get the ball back, have 5 minutes left, see if they can counter that score.
What a great game we have here tonight in Plano. The Wildcats trailing Berkner. The Rams lead at 16-10, and if you would like a copy of tonight's game, send a check or money order payable to Comcast for $29.44 for each copy to Comcast, Video Production Studio, 1776 North Greenville Avenue, Richardson, Texas 75081. You won't be able to see this on a dish. This is a local service provided exclusively by Comcast on Channel 14. Tonight's cablecast of this high school game is intended solely for the audience in the cablecast area of Comcast. Any other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of Comcast and the Plano Independent School District is strictly prohibited. Jeff Tokar with Herman Graham Chapman thanking you for joining us here tonight in Plano for this District 9 5A matchup between the Berkner Rams and the Plano Wildcats, and what a game we have had for you here this evening.
Yeah, this game kind of even has a playoff flavor. I mean, obviously, the Wildcats are not in the playoffs, but they want to win as bad as anybody, and this is a big game for them.
And the kick will go out of bounds off of the foot of Corey Long. And so the Wildcats will get the ball in decent territory with 5:17 on the clock.
Yeah, Berkner, obviously, they've got to win this game to have a chance to proceed in the playoffs. They've got to win tonight. Plano West has to lose tomorrow night for them to get into the playoffs. So it's like a playoff game for them. It's win or stay home.
And the Wildcats elect to make the Rams kick it once again. And deep will be Rooney, number 27, and Duke, number 9, for the Wildcats. And once again, it'll be number 94, Corey Long, to tee it up for his second kick of the evening. The last one, as you saw, just went out of bounds, and so he will make another attempt. And I don't know if the wind is coming into play. It doesn't look to be at field level as strong as it is higher up here at the top of the press box. Well, so I don't think that's why it fell off the tee.
Well, it's an interesting decision. Plano would have had the ball at the 35-yard line, but they choose to make Berkner kick it again. So obviously they believe that the wind is having a big effect.
Here's the kick from Long. The ball is fielded at the 28-yard line and brought out to about the 38. And it is picked up by number 82, trying to catch his number up from here, and that's Mike Chapman.
Right, so they gain about 4 yards on that decision, and now they have the win. They had some success throwing the ball on their last drive, but they really set up the pass very well with the run. So they've got plenty of time. They got enough time to run here and pass.
The Wildcats trying to drive and score to break a winless season. The Rams trying to stop to make it potentially the playoffs. Rooney on the pitch on the left side, crosses the 40, and he's taken down at the 42-yard line.
Boy, Rooney has really provided a spark for the Plano offense. He is running tough. We'll watch here. He's getting good blocking. Great block, 69 over there. Got some room, leaves his feet a little bit, still gets some yards. About 4 yards on the play. Great game, first down.
2nd and 7 to go for the Wildcats from their own 42. Castanos to carry, brings it across the 45 to close to the 47 with 4:37 to go in the game.
Yeah, and that's exactly what Plano wants to do. They want it to be 3rd and short. Well, watch here, Castanos is a strong kid. He just gets behind that maroon wave and leans in and gains another 3 yards, and now it's 3rd and a little bit more than 2 yards.
And the Ram fans starting to whoop it up here as the defense tries to shut down this drive by the Wildcats. 3rd and 3 to go for the Wildcats. 4:09 in the game. Here comes Castanos. Pitches back to Rooney. Rooney has room on the right side. Crosses midfield. Picks up the first down. And the ball will be spotted at about the 48-yard line.
Well, and that's what you can do after you pound inside. You can pitch it outside. And again, Rooney has shown that he can be your inside guy and he can be your outside guy. I think Plano's found someone that they can depend on, and they've got Rooney getting outside, gets his shoulders down, meets the tackler, and still rolls over for another couple of yards.
From the eye, here comes Castanos and the Wildcats to the left side. Castanos will keep and pick up 2 yards on the carry. 3:48 to go in the ball game.
And, you know, this field has seen a lot of games like this that go down to the wire where Plano needs a score here. They need to maintain a drive. Again, I mentioned earlier, the tradition is still here. It's been a down year, but the effort, the character, all of that is still here. And now they have an opportunity to have some success here tonight.
2nd down and 7 for the Wildcats. Castanos back to throw, has a man open on the left side. He picks up number 46, Jerome Wilson, and Wilson goes out of bounds at the 29-yard line for another Wildcat first down.
Boy, and you know, kudos to the Plano coaches. They found something in that Berkner secondary that they can exploit using Mr. Wilson. He's had 3 catches for big yardage tonight, and Berkner has not figured out a way to stop that play yet.
And play is delayed as they move the chains on the first down by the Wildcats. 3:19 to go in the game. Berkner up 16-10. The Wildcats threatening. Here comes Rooney on the right side. Dives across the line of scrimmage and picks up about 3 yards on the carry.
Right, just keeping that Berkner defense honest. Got to run inside. Got to keep them honest. Keep those linebackers off your quarterback. Got to keep those tackles blocking. I mean, if they follow those maroon tackles, they'll do well.
2:54 on the clock. Here comes the Wildcats. The handoff up the middle. McDowell fumbles the ball, and this could be big for the Rams.
Looks like he got it back.
He got a bounce off the turf back into his arms as we'll watch it once again.
Yeah, he's just following behind the tackle over here. That's 56 for Plano is the tackle on the right side, Eric Flowers. He got a good block and McDowell just followed him there for about 5 yards.
The pitch to Rooney on the left side. Rooney gets pounded at about the 15-yard line by the Ram defense, and he is close to another Wildcat first down.
Boy, that did open up real good for Rooney. We'll watch here. Has some room. All he has to do is tuck it and go, and somebody met him right at the yard marker. 4.5 yard, big play, big play.
This is the play of the game right here. Castanos takes the ball, dives across the 15-yard line, and it looks like the Wildcats have a first down.
Yeah, from the marker on the linesman over here, that looks like a first down. Castanos just looking for just a crease. He wants to just get in there and poke his nose, cross that line, gets the first down for Plano, keeps the drive alive, still have an opportunity to win it here.
John Castanos close to a first down. The officials stop the clock to measure with 1:56 to go in the ball game. The Rams on top of the Wildcats 16-10, and what a game we have for you tonight here at Clark Field.
Yeah, Plano has done a good job moving the ball in the second half. They've completed passes down the field. They run the ball inside and outside. The coaches make great adjustments at the half.
And I know you'll want to keep a copy of this game for your records. So if you want a copy of tonight's game as the Wildcats pick up the first down, send a check or money order payable to Comcast for $29.44 for each copy to Comcast Video Production Studio, 1776 North Greenville Avenue, Richardson, Texas 75081.
Well, that mark was a lot closer than I thought it was. I thought he was well across the line, but they measured it and he barely made it.
A first down for the Wildcats here with 1:50 to go in the game. Castanos on a keeper on the right side, slides his way down to the 11-yard line.
Boy, he's a shoestring away from breaking that for more yardage. We'll watch here on the replay. Castanos is a very patient runner. He's savvy. You watch here, he gets some room, and the quarterback got back in the play, got up and made the play after he got blocked.
The pitch to Rooney on the left side. He's got room. He's across the 5 down to the 3-yard line with 1:22 to go in the ball game.
Yeah, and it's a first down for Plano inside the 3-yard line of the Berkner Rams. So we'll watch on the replay here. He gets good blocking here. It's been Mr. Rooney all night. He goes to his left, finds some room inside Berkner. Looks like they're waiting.
Back to action. Castano will carry on the right side of the lane, works his way down to the 1-yard line with 1:09 to go in the ball game.
Yeah, now you kind of want to work the clock just a little bit. You don't want to leave a lot of time. You want to get your score. It's 2nd down and 1.
And now we'll have timeout called, and this one will be accredited to the Rams of Berkner High School.
Well, we've got some Plano West Wolves in the booth next to us, and they're jumping up and down there.
I tell you what's amazing, Herman. Just about 4 minutes ago, it was dead silence in the booth next to us and in the crowd in front of us, and the other side of the field was jumping and cheering. Now the booth next to us and this side of the field is jumping and cheering, and you can see the tenseness across the field as everybody is on their feet just in awe of this drive by the Plano Wildcats.
Well, you got to be impressed. I mean, Plano has held it together. They haven't made a lot of mistakes tonight. No turnovers. I mean, they've put themselves in position to win this game. Now they're 56 seconds away. They're half or a yard away at 2nd down. They still got to complete it, but they're in position to pick up the win.
Here comes John Castanos and the Plano Wildcats. Castanos carries it in. Touchdown, Wildcats. And they go on top, or tie the game at 16-16. And it'll be up to Nate Williams to put Plano on top.
We'll watch here. Again, Castanos is very patient. All he needs is just a crease, finds a line, and he's a rangy kid again, and he gets across the goal line for the 6 points for Plano Wildcats.
It'll be number 30, Nick Williams, that'll go for the try. And coming into tonight's game, he was 4 for 4 on tries. And with this kick, he will put Plano on top 17-16. Here's the snap from center. The kick is up. It's blocked. It's blocked. It's picked up in the backfield by number 18 of the Wildcats, Daniel Westfall, and the Rams put on a big defensive stop. The game is tied at 16-16 with 53 seconds to go.
We'll watch on the replay here. The block comes straight up the middle. They get great penetration and great height to jump up and block the ball. I mean, the hole was there, the snap was there, the hole was good. It looked like he might have not gotten it as crisp as he wanted to get it, but great penetration by the Berkner Rams to block the kick.
What offensive and defensive series. The score by Plano to tie the game, and then the Rams to block the try.
Amazing. When you got to have a blocked extra point, I mean, you can try to block extra points all night, but when you got to have it, they got it. I mean, it's incredible.
So now we have 53 seconds in the game here from Clark Field, 16-16. The Rams now going to try and drive in the last minute of play to get at least a field goal on the board to set them up for a potential loss by Plano West and their chance in 13 years to go to the playoffs. What an exciting game right here on Comcast Sports. It'll be Mathis, the speedster for Berkner, back deep. Nick Williams to kick for Plano. The wind at his back. Williams waiting for the signal, and now we'll have the kick. It's high, it's deep. Mathis will pick it up deep in his end zone. He looks to run it out, but if he's smart, he'll kneel down right there and bring it out to the 20-yard line, as he does.
Yeah, you can't, it's 8 yard deep. He is a great threat. You know, you almost want him to handle it in that situation, but discretion is the better part of valor, and he kneels down.
You can catch our cable cast of this game 2 times this weekend in Plano and Richardson at noon on Saturday and Sunday and 8 p.m. Wednesday on Comcast Channel 14A. And I'd like to thank our wonderful technical crew in the truck and all our camera operators out here tonight in this cold night. What a great game they brought us on Comcast. Whitaker on the carry. He works his way to the 25-yard line as the clock ticks down to 47 seconds. Now we'll have a timeout called on the field by the Rams.
Yeah, Berkner has 2 timeouts. They'll use one of them. Still 46 seconds left. Actually, a lot of time, and Whitaker has shown tonight that I think he's only had maybe 2 passes, but both of those passes, or one of them was on the mark, and the other one was not really that good, but he was rolling to his left trying to complete a pass, and he has pretty good yardage on the year passing the ball, so it's not something that is foreign to them. They can pass the ball.
You figure they've got to drive the ball probably at least 60 yards for a field goal try to ensure the 3 points. And so if Coach Ledford has any trick plays in his playbook to get to the playoffs, this might be the time to bring them out.
Right, and on the other side of the ball, Plano, I mean, the kids have to keep playing. They're pumped. I mean, they're right here at the end of regulation. They're tied. They had an opportunity to win the game and got the extra point blocked. But, you know, like I said, there's a lot of tradition here. They're not going to quit. They still know that they have an opportunity to win this ball game.
Terrence Whitaker on second down for the Rams. Rolls right, looks right. A short toss out of bounds. That will stop the clock and bring up 3rd and 5 for the Rams with 41 seconds to go.
Interesting play call there. There's no receivers more than 5 yards down the field for Berkner, and it's a roll to his right. It may say something about Whitaker's arm strength, may say something about the wind. Maybe they don't want him to throw it up in the air against this wind, but just not a lot of receivers out on that pass play.
I don't think there's anyone sitting in this stadium. Everyone on their feet. Here's the handoff up the middle to Aaron Douglas, and Douglas fights his way for 3 yards, and he's short of the first down by about 2, and that'll bring up 4th down for the Rams.
Right, and now the Wildcats use one of their timeouts. They may have an opportunity to either block a punt or get the ball at least in position to have an opportunity to put it in field goal range.
Yeah, it's going to be 4th down and about 2 yards for the Rams, and at this point of the game, you've got to go for it. 36 seconds on the clock, 16-16. You've got to go for all the marbles right here.
Well, I don't think you mean for Berkner to go for it on 4th down?
Yeah.
I don't think so because Plano still has a couple of timeouts. If they didn't have any timeouts, they might consider that, but I don't. They'd be right in field goal range if they didn't get it.
I guess I'm a gambling man. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not going to go to Vegas with you, Jeff.
Trust me, you don't want to. Kinsey Joyner will be back to receive for the Wildcats, as it'll be number 29, Doug Jones, to punt into the wind. And the wind really doesn't seem to have that much effect on either team here this evening. and the officials trying to get a clarity on the field.
Well, the yard marker showed third down real briefly, and then they quickly turned it to fourth down, so that would make a difference.
16-16, 36 seconds on the clock. Here's Jones on the punt for the Rams. He gets a good punt, and it'll be Joyner to field the ball at the 37-yard line, and he is taken down immediately by guess who? Aqib Talib.
Talib's been everywhere tonight. He's all over the field. Now Plano Wildcats have a little bit of time to try to complete a pass downfield, get in field goal range.
28 seconds to go now, as the Wildcats will have a 1st and 10 from their own 32-yard line. And you know these guys at Plano have to be pumped. Coach Brent's and these kids coming into this game tonight winless. They've got nothing to lose. They've been putting it all on the table here this evening, doing a great job. Here comes John Castanos. Castanos back to throw, looks to the middle, rolls to the right side. He's got a receiver open, but underthrows him at the 40-yard line, and that'll bring up a 2nd down play with 22 seconds to go now in the game.
Well, Berkner's just playing two very deep, and one of the deep is Mathis, who's extremely fast, and the other is Talib, who's also extremely fast. So what looked open, unless Castanos could actually get something on the ball, that ball, if he'd thrown that just a little shorter, Talib is out there and he could return that. So you got to get something on that ball.
2nd and 10. Castanos in the shotgun, looking to throw again on the left side, and we've got a flag on the play as the pass was complete to number 2, Patrick Melton, but we'll see what the call is.
Yeah, again, they whistle before the play starts, so it must be against the offense. They had something set up over there for Melton. Melton has handled the ball a few times this year for the Wildcats, but didn't get a chance to do his thing on that play.
And so that'll move it back 5 yards and bring up 2nd down once again, but only this time 15 for the 1st. And they reset the clock to 22 seconds.
Yeah, I think you take another shot here, and if you don't get anything here, then you probably let it run out.
2 receivers left, 1 right. McDowell in the backfield to block. Castanos looking to throw, gets a block from McDowell, rolls to the right side. He throws long to Joyner, and it's almost picked off by Talib, as the pass was intended for, number 27, Rooney.
And now it's 14 seconds left on the clock. It's 3rd and long. I mean, you can take one more shot. You also got to think about, you're punting the ball or keeping Berkner from having an opportunity to do anything with the ball at this point.
3rd and 15. Castanos, shotgun. Castanos will run it up the middle himself. He gets it across the 40 to the 42-yard line, and that'll bring up a 4th down, and the clock will probably run out lest a timeout called, and now we have the officials stopping the clock with 4 seconds to go in the ball game.
Yeah, we'll watch on the replay here. Plano has them spread out. They hadn't had a lot of success throwing the ball in that last series, so why not try to get a little bit of room for you? I don't know if you want to actually punt the ball here and give Mathis an opportunity to get the ball in the open field, but it's now 4th down, so you've got to do something. Maybe take a knee, have your punter run around until the clock runs out, take a knee.
16-16 is our score, as the Wildcats and the Rams are tied. 4 seconds on the clock in the ball game, and what a game that has been. Plano coming into this game 0-9, just wanting one victory, wanting to play spoiler, wanting to help out Plano West to make the playoffs. Berkner coming into the game 6-3, need a win tonight and a loss by Plano West tomorrow night to make the playoffs.
Well, I don't know if they want to help Plano West, but that would be one of the benefits that they would get. They're building up a pretty good rivalry with Plano West, and one of the benefits that if Plano does win, West is in the playoffs. So
yeah, I think these coaches and fans of Plano West in the booth next to us, if Plano wins, owe them a big dinner.
Something.
I think they'd be glad. Yeah, it's been great calling this game. It's a fun game, and it's really fun to watch the people being excited and tense both up and down next to you. What excitement we've got. Castanos with 4 seconds to go. Looks, throws long, looking over to the right side of the field, and the ball is intercepted as the clock runs out by Aqib Talib. and that will throw us into overtime. So here from Clark Stadium in Plano, we're all tied up. Plano 16, Berkner 16, overtime to come on Comcast Sports. And we will back off a second. We have a flag on the play, and it'll be motion called against the Wildcats.
Well, the game can't end on a defensive penalty, but it can end on an offensive penalty. So.
And it is declined, so it will end, and we'll go to overtime. And we'll be right back for some more exciting football here on Comcast Sports.
With Comcast high-speed internet, you never have to wait to watch video online.
See that? It's a T-Rex. Look at the teeth on that thing. What does it eat? Little boys mostly.
A connection so fast, it's scary. Comcast high-speed internet.
Jeff Tokar with Herman Graham Chapman coming to you here from Clark Field in Plano. And what a game we've had between the Wildcats and the Rams of Berkner High School tonight. The toss in overtime was won by Berkner, and they elect to take the ball first. It's all opinion whether you want to go defense or offense. Berkner wants the offense. Here comes Whitaker on the carry down to the 20-yard line. And Herman, let's set up the overtime.
Right, basically in overtime, it's one team gets an opportunity to score. They can score a touchdown, or they score a field goal, whatever, or they don't score, then the other team gets the ball. They have their opportunity to score the touchdown, field goal, or whatever, and we keep doing that until one team at the end of both opportunities has more points than the other guy.
There you go, second down, and here goes Douglas up the middle for the Rams, and he'll be close to a Ram first down.
Yeah, and again, Plano's defense has really played well tonight. I mean, you got to be impressed with the Plano defense compared to last week and the week before against Lake Highland to this point. It's like a different team. They've been really aggressive. They have a bend but don't break philosophy. They're getting to Whitaker. He's gaining yards, but there's been no big plays on offense for Berkner tonight.
3rd and 1. Whitaker carries himself and picks up the first down as he works his way to the 13-yard line. Regardless, Plano has had a wonderful season ending on this note tonight.
Exactly. They have fought tooth and nail. Berkner came into this game 6 wins and 3 losses on the season. Plano 0-9. Obviously, if you're Berkner, you come into this game, you think you got to walk over to go into the playoffs, but Plano has played them off their feet. I mean, they have really played well tonight. They don't look like an 0-9 team to me tonight.
Coach Brent's teaching these kids a lot of character, and through a difficult situation and things you'll face in life, they'll remember this season forever. The pass out on the left side, and Whitaker's pass is complete. Trying to see his number. Looks like B.J. Mathis will be on the reception.
Right, and again, looks like Talib again. 3 and 2 look very much alike. But again, Plano is in good position. Nobody's getting behind them. They're making plays, kicking the ball in front of them, and that's what you have to do in a game like this.
Second down for the Rams at their 11-yard line, and here goes the carry up the middle to Douglas, but he gains, maybe about a yard or 2.
Yeah, and there are maroon jerseys on the fake to the fullback. There are maroon jerseys on the quarterback if he keeps it. And there are maroon jerseys on the pitch guy. So you can't play it any better than that. They're everywhere they need to be. But still, Berkner is working the ball down inside the 5-yard line. Looks like a first down.
And the officials call timeout to measure. The clock is null and void in overtime. It's just on first downs and getting the ball into the end zone. Coach Ledford, great season as they pick up the first down. Here it'll be 1st and goal for the Rams, doing a good job, him and his staff. And then again, It's difficult in a season like this for Plano and the Wildcats, but you know, these kids have learned a lot. They've learned to struggle. They've learned to fight. They've learned to be committed and stay to the very end, and we commend the Plano Wildcats on their season. And here's Whitaker. His handoff again will go to Aaron Douglas, this time off the right side of center, and he drives the ball down close to the 1-yard line.
Yeah, it's been a very well played game offensively for both teams. There have been a few penalties, but not a lot of turnovers. And you'll watch here, again, the Plano defense is digging in. They're getting some penetration, knocking the quarterback off his feet, knocking the ball carrier down.
2nd and goal. Here comes the Rams, and it's Whitaker. He dives to the goal line. We don't have a signal.
Yeah, that's the 2nd time Whitaker has come to the line, trying to catch the Plano defense just in a little bit of a lapse. Gets the quick snap, and this time he doesn't score.
And that'll bring up 3rd and 1 for the Rams as they are trying to make the playoffs for the first time in 13 years. And they are driving the ball right here. Terrence Whitaker and company. Here come the Rams. It's Whitaker again. This time he gets it in. And that'll put the Rams on top of the Wildcats. The score now 22-16. And the extra try will be attempted by Stephen Smith.
Right, we'll watch on the replay. The ball is just right on the goal line. Just any kind of push gets it in the end zone, and the Rams get on top in the first overtime.
So Stephen Smith on the field for Berkner will try to increase their lead. The snap, the hold, the kick is blocked, and it's picked up by Plano, and they can return, and it's going to be number 11, Jimmy Sturm. Sturm across the 50, going all the way the other way, and he's brought down by number 1, Chad Kruger, saving a Wildcat touchdown and victory. What a play by the Plano Wildcats.
Well, yeah, that would have tied the game. They would have still had to kick the extra point, but that's and actually, I'm sorry, that would have been a 2-point conversion for them, and what would have happened, they still would have gotten the ball, and a touchdown would have won it. But they couldn't win it on this play, but this would have given them 2 points, which would have won it if they get the score, or if they get the touchdown. So great effort. Really, they still have an opportunity because they can still score and kick the extra point and win the game. So
I couldn't tell from our vantage point or the replay who got a hand on the ball, but they did a great job. A great return by Sturm and a big saving tackle by Chad Kugler of the Rams. So now the Wildcats will have their opportunity from the 25 at the same end of the field to try and put their points on the board. Here comes Castanos pitching out to Rooney. Rooney dives across the 25-yard line down to the 23 and a half.
Yeah, Plano has been really patient on offense. They've done what they do best. They've set up some passes to the tight end, which Berkner never figured out in the second half. Had a lot of success throwing to the tight end. We'll see if they can get that set up here.
22-16 is the score. The Rams lead by 6. Plano needs a score and a try. Castanos to carry on the left side, and he is stopped for only about a half-a-yard gain as the Ram defense is stepping up to the plate. That'll bring up 3rd down and 8 for the Wildcats.
Yeah, we'll watch here as Castanos kind of just drifts out to his left. Boy, there's nobody with the pitch guy, but Castanos chooses to turn it upfield and try to get what he can. Now it brings up a big 3rd down play.
The crowd on their feet. The excitement is high here at Clark Field. Castanos signaling for the motion out of the I formation. The fake play action now looking to throw on the right side. He's got a receiver in the end zone, but he can't get it downfield far enough. It goes out of bounds, and that will bring up 4th down for the Wildcats, and this could be the season.
Castanos just kind of ran out of time. We'll watch here on the replay as it's a straight, actually it's a play fake, kind of turns around, getting some pressure, doesn't really get a chance to set and see his receivers, and doesn't get enough on it. You know, Castanos, he runs a lot. He's got to be tired by this time. He needs to plant his feet and get something on that ball. Had a receiver roaming in the end zone just a little bit.
And we've got timeout on the field, and I want to let you know, for a copy of tonight's game, send a check or money order payable to Comcast for $29.44 for each copy to Comcast. Video Production Studios, 1776 North North Greenville Avenue, Richardson, Texas 75081. And you can catch our cable cast of this game 2 times this weekend in Plano and Richardson at noon Saturday and Sunday, and at 8 p.m. Wednesday on Comcast Channel 14A. What a game here tonight. 22-16 is the score. We've got timeout on the field. The Rams only lead by a touchdown. 4th down, and as you can see, the huddle on the other side of the field by the entire Ram team. They've got to stop them here for an opportunity to head for their first playoff appearance in 13 years.
Yeah, Plano used their 2 timeouts in this overtime period. They used them back to back right then. Big play for Coach Brents. You know, crazier things have happened. They bring in Wilson off the sideline. He's had a couple of big catches in the second half. Probably a good idea to have Jerome Wilson on the field for this last play. You know they've got to get the ball in the end zone. They've got to score. It's 4th down. Well, actually, I'm sorry. They can get a first down. It's 4th and 8 to keep this drive alive. They don't have to score here. They can, they can play for the first down.
And that's what you have to be thinking. Castanos in the shotgun, 3 receivers to the right. On the 4th down play, Castanos looking to throw. He's got a receiver open. It's intercepted. And it's picked off by number 8, Jesse Joseph. And that will be the ball game. And what a game it has been.
Yeah, Castanos just tried to force that a little bit. I thought he had an opportunity if he got a little bit of air under that ball to get it to his receiver, but just not a good pass. And great effort, though, by the entire Plano Wildcat team.
And a big congratulations to Coach Jim Ledford and the Rams of Berkner High School, and also to Coach Brents from Plano for an excellent, just valiant effort here this evening. And I think it's the best we've seen Plano play all year, Herman.
Right, and they've come to the line. They're ready to congratulate the other team on their effort. Shows a lot of character, a lot of class by the Plano Wildcats. Berkner's down there celebrating. They have every right to be happy and celebrating, and great job by the Berkner Rams. First time in the playoffs in 13 years. Awesome accomplishment. Good luck to Berkner.
Well, Herman, I want to thank you for a great year, and all of those of you who have joined us on Comcast Sports, especially our fantastic crew, engineer, directors, producers in the truck, and camera operators. It's been a great year here in District 9 5A football on Comcast Sports. So from here in Clark Stadium, Clark Field, Plano, Texas, the Berkner Rams head hopefully for the playoffs, as they are waiting to see what happens tomorrow night between Plano West and Allen. So our final score tonight is Berkner 22, defeating the Plano Wildcats 22-16 in overtime. This is Jeff Tokar for Herman Graham Chapman saying until next time, so long.